Oh, they burped. Ooh, gross. Do your job.
Happiest place on earth. Zach's like, cheers happening again.
How many cheer moms do you beat the out of?
Turns out they like to animals. I know that this is jarring to some of you.
Say hi to Eli. He's racially ambiguous, and Brandon, his hair is fucking fabulous. And Donut, a dark joke disposition, and there's a fat electrician. Welcome to Unsubscribe.
Everyone ready for the countdown? A 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unsubscribe podcast. I'm joined today by Eli Doubletap, veteran with a sign, Brandon Herrera, myself, donut operator. We've been going through some crazy stuff lately. We just wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys about it.
Cody killed a guy.
I killed a man.
That really got out of hand.
Really quick.
Oh.
You're going to have to leave the country.
I would lay low for a few weeks.
I forgot. Yeah, we haven't even discussed all the fucking shitstorm that has been brewing and taken care of. And then I don't know if you talked to... Oh, happy birthday to Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Nick is in Paris right now, hanging out with his family. So we'll see him in probably
I hope
next
he
month.
enjoys it.
He loves
Good.
Paris.
Yeah, dude. I think he was in that space movie from 1992 or something.
Which one?
We might have to
one?
delete.
We'll leave it. No. But our little baby boys, you know, it's his birthday.
How old is Nick?
I don't
know if that's public.
Do we want it public?
I think he said it before, but I think he just turned 32, 31.
Yeah.
Something like that.
31, I believe.
Well,
Oh,
happy birthday.
31, I believe.
I love it. Oh, we had that. We have the entire shitstorm that is the Buffalo. And dear God, if you hadn't talked to Nick today, everything that's unfolding.
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
we have a so we're gonna do another update.
Good.
God damn, we are
Nick and
Oh,
his,
this one.
him and his binder.
Because I saw we
So-
got somebody like we got them moved from misdemeanor charges to like multiple felonies, which is fucking rad.
Imagine a dude trying to kidnap kids and then is just misdemeanor, a single misdemeanor charge for I think trespassing or something.
Or no, it was like child endangerment. or
Child
something.
endangerment.
Yeah.
It was the lowest
And then-
level of like
and
child.
because our boy Rich spoke up on the podcast, now that dude has 4 felonies. They just hit him with it the other day.
Wild.
That wouldn't have happened if Rich didn't say something.
Just fucking like that is the most mind blowing thing. That dude would have had a slap on the wrist for that.
Now imagine like that's the fucking part that drives me crazy. This person tried to abduct 2 elementary school children for God knows what purpose. They were going to hit him with a single misdemeanor. Probably wouldn't have even served jail time.
Yeah,
but if
dude.
your shotgun is half an inch too short, you get 10 years in prison.
He could have bought a fucking gun.
Fuck you.
Isn't
He could have still bought a gun.
Isn't that the story where the dad showed up and the kid had wet his pants and they didn't have any? Then they were like, "We don't know."
They didn't
that's
tell
that
the
one,
parents.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say what I would do, but it rhymes with John Q. You understand what I'm saying? If I showed up and my child had been in that type of danger and they told me to talk to a lawyer, I'd be like, "Well, you better call someone."
Yep. Call an ambulance.
I
But
hate
not for me.
Buffalo. I'll say it. I hate burn it down. Like I'm just gonna say this. I know, you know, as a father especially, I could not be like more proud of all of you. Rich. Everyone knows like angry cops online, but not a lot of people know Rich the way we do. And like just to see the way he has honestly put his career in jeopardy in a lot of ways with reckless abandon, regardless of the outcomes. And then the support from all of you and the community has been off the charts. I'm like really fucking proud to like know all of you on a personal level. And like, this is actually how change happens. And like, I was talking to my wife about it and it's just, most of it's unfathomable, but without this and without all of you, God only knows what could have happened.
Because I mean, Rich, he embodies doing what is right, not what's convenient, and it's fucking rad to see. It's also it kind of like because none of us were prepped about what he was going to talk about before that. We went in blind and just kind of gave him the mic. Watching him break down like that was like watching your dad cry. It was just like, oh. Fuck.
Because if you guys didn't follow the timeline of that, we were just having a regular podcast bullshit with our boy Rich. He's in town. You know, we're having some drinks and stuff.
Second podcast of the day.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Look, I just want to get this off my chest." And dude, if he didn't do that, that guy would have been walking around with a little misdemeanor, maybe doing the same thing. But now he's got 4 felonies, and that's fucking rad.
And
Buffalo
that's
would
just the beginning.
Yeah, and Buffalo would have been still doing their shitbaggery, and now it is. Again, he was like, you can put it at the end of the episode or something. He didn't know what, he just wanted to get it off his chest. And he says he feels so much better. We've been doing our little FaceTime conversations, both of us FaceTime, because we are very expressive and talk with our hands.
You don't say it. You don't say it?
Yeah, it feels really weird talking to him.
You got to cast spells.
Yeah, just do it all day. Just Harry
2
Potter and
wizards.
that shit.
Yeah.
It's just you need the meme of like the Harry versus Voldemort, like the wand contest. It's just Eli and Rich on FaceTime.
But he feels so much better. And as he said, he's like, we're on the offensive. It's not defensive. It's not the emotional pent up shit right now. It's we pushed everything and put the ball in their court, and now they are terrified. And what Nick found out, oh man, dude, we'll see if we keep this in. So now we have an interview from one of the teachers.
Fuck yeah.
Admitting she's on. Nick did an interview with the teacher, and it is her going over all the shit. Like, oh yeah, a kid had an attack, unconscious, non-responsive, and then she wasn't allowed to call the paramedics or anything, and it had to be call their parents. The principal and everyone was like, no. The administration was like, no, don't call the police. Get the parent involved, and they can come pick them up and then drop them off at the hospital.
Well, the kids knocked the fuck out.
Unresponsive.
What
so
the fuck?
Mom had to leave work, go pick up the kid, then go, and then they're like, hey, don't say anything. Same for
because they didn't want it on paper happening on school grounds.
others, as that 17,000 cases.
The information
And
only.
information only reports.
Yeah, burn it down.
Dude, and it's just so bad. And then we have 2 EMTs talking about responding to other situations, and then them trying to find these 2 kids that are with the edibles. They're like going through all that shit.
Where the teacher gave edibles to 2 minors.
What?
The teacher, dude,
What?
the paramedics, the EMT showed up, and they were like, hey, where are these kids at? Where are these kids at? The teacher was told, no, you can't. You have to talk to an administration before we get you involved. 10 minutes of them arriving that they couldn't find or get a hold of or figure out where the kids were because the administration was like, no, you have to talk to us first. And then the administration.
I mean, depending on the dosage of the edibles, the kids probably didn't know what they were either.
Dude, they're like 300 milligrams.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
11 years old.
Those kids were talking to God.
The fuck?
Yeah, the kids were God.
Yeah. Well,
that is
okay. How did they?
Oh my God.
How did they? I'm so mad. I can't see straight. How did they get edibles from the
The
teacher?
teacher provided them.
Okay, so
Quote unquote accidentally, which I don't know how the fuck that happens.
I've had a lot of accidents in my life. I've never accidentally dosed kids.
And guess what happened to the evidence?
Well, it was consumed.
It was deleted. They had a bag apparently, and then the
Oh my
EMT
God.
were like, "Okay, cool, we'll take that. We'll hold on to that. We'll take care of the kids. Okay, where is it? Oh, we lost it.
How old were they? So they're minors?
11.
11? So I'm
That's-
sure people know this, but like when we used to like take stuff to school for the kids, we had to only bring store-bought stuff because of like food allergies and everything.
And store bought weed's way better, and
Yeah.
cleaner.
I just don't understand how like we've jumped from you can't have peanuts in there to like somehow edibles have like made it into an elementary school.
Bro, peanut butter. You can't like.
You can't-
there's
no,
just
like, literally,
peanut butter now allowed at school.
We had to like take trays and like our secretary, whoever at the school would be like, okay, they have to look at it and it would have to be sealed from like Publix or Kroger or something.
All right, well, my schools were wildin' then because we didn't have that. But
Well, I
weirdly
mean-
enough, none of the teachers ever gave me fucking drugs. So that's
crazy.
kind of wild, yeah.
Bro, that fucking cocksucker attorney from the other day.
What was his name?
You're gonna have to be more specific because there's so many in the Buffalo Public
The
School
dude was
system.
like, well, he should have went through the proper chain of command and
Fuck
sent
you.
it to his lieutenant. And it's like, no, this is the reason. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Bob.
Fuck you, Bob.
This is the reason Rich had to come on a podcast and say it. And the dude's like, oh, but
It's
he
Rob-
had to go on a podcast.
Robert Boreanaz.
He had to go on a podcast. There, he says in the
Fuck
podcast,
you.
I cannot fucking do this. They are putting up resistance. They aren't letting us do anything. This is the only way to get the message out. And his response,
Why didn't you go through the proper channels? People are called whistleblowers because the proper channels didn't fucking work, Robert.
It seems
just
weird to
wild.
focus on Rich and not the crimes. I know I'm old-fashioned. I know I'm a dad, and I'm like, protect the kids, the anti-Buffalo public school system motto. But like, I don't know why we're so focused on that and not like the children.
Well, it's wild. Like, we know Rich is a silly guy. He's a funny man.
Yeah.
But he's been a special victims unit investigator for a long time now.
He's a detective. He's a drill sergeant. He's a combat veteran. Like,
Yeah.
he's been around the block. He's got actual credentials aside from just being internet funny guy.
Yeah. Also, like, people are a different way online than they are in real life. Like, I don't think Ben Affleck's Batman. He was a good Batman, but like, there's multiple different layers to it. And it seems like everyone's trying to view him through the lens of like, oh, he's a silly goose in a uniform.
Wait, he's not an autistic assassin?
No.
That might be the most controversial thing you've ever said, is that he was a good Batman.
Dude, I kind of liked it, dude. He was a pretty cool Batman.
They'll fight in the comments over
Bring
that
back the
one.
Snyderverse. It had potential. You don't think so? Bring back Cavill, dude. I think it had potential.
What was the last thing? What's the report? What were they saying? Rich's police officers. You can't testify if you're on that one report. Fuck, the Bobby report or some shit like that. Now I can't
Oh, the
remember.
Brady. Yeah, the Brady list. Yeah.
the Brady list. Everyone's like, oh, he's on the Brady list, so they're using that to discredit him.
Or they're saying he should be on the Brady list.
Are they saying that he should
What
be?
is the
Not
Brady
okay.
list?
So basically, it's something that people are just kind of throwing around, and it's really like they're just they're trying to go after the credibility of Rich instead of like saying, hey, maybe if these are legitimate concerns, we should investigate them, because he's talking about some real cases that. It's the same shit when they were going after like, oh, there's a podcast, there's alcohol on the table. One of the guys, Rich burped at one point. These guys are foul. It's like, well, that's fucking crazy, because I thought the foul part was the assault of children. Maybe that's just my sensibilities, but I thought that was the part that was upsetting.
The exact definition of Brady lists, also known as liars lists, are recorded and maintained by prosecutors and law enforcement agencies to track law enforcement officers with a history of misconduct, dishonesty, or other integrity issues.
So that's why they're saying he should be on the list.
Okay.
I thought they were saying he was on the list. Okay.
No, I don't believe he is.
Who makes the list?
Well, I thought they were saying he was. I thought there was multiple, because I was talking to Nick, and it was, multiple reports of them saying, well, he's on the Brady list, so he's no, he can't. Like, he's not good anyways.
I would be shocked if he was.
So, well, people are saying, so that's the thing. They're saying he's on the list.
It's almost like we could text him.
No, so there's different. He's not. So
He's not.
No,
He's not.
Nick bought the fucking Brady because you can buy it and you can see who's on it. That's what the problem
So
is.
he's
They're
not
saying,
on the list?
No, he's
Oh, yeah,
not.
okay.
And
I was going to say, why the fuck would he be?
But if they're saying he is, now you have a lawsuit against them, because now you're lying outright and you're defaming character.
Because here's the thing that people don't understand about defamation is that in order for you to have a defamation or a slander or a libel suit,
It's hard.
It has to be wrong. So people are like, oh, well, he's going to go after you. Like, cool. Find me a fucking point during that podcast where he said something that wasn't fucking true.
And we didn't say names either, which is like one of the biggest things too. There's no names.
I can do it. Fuck you, Bob.
Bob, you suck.
Yeah, it's
You're the
wild. The
worst.
guy he was talking about just caught 4 new felonies this week.
Yeah.
It's
And I can also say my opinion. That's fine.
That's not true. It is, Bob. Like, no.
Well,
God. Oh, fucking God. I know. Now we're just riled up on these things.
I'm angry.
I'm
I need
like
to relax
entering
my
like
posture.
angry dad territory very quickly.
Woosah.
Okay, we're going to take a moment. We're going to breathe.
One more thing, Ed, you suck too. That's it. I'm done.
Oh,
I'm done.
what is it?
Ed sucks
Ed
too.
Branch, I think?
Yeah, Ed sucks
fuck
too.
you, Ed.
Oh, they burped. Ew, gross. Do your job. Just do your job. Just
like-
report.
Ben's good.
It's like
right?
the Norm. Yeah, Ben's great, but it's like the Norm Macdonald bit where they're talking about the worst part about the Bill Cosby thing. He's like, yeah, you hear all these people talk about how the worst part is is that he was a hypocrite and that he was a liar. It's like, well, that's crazy, because I thought the worst part was the.
Oh yeah, do I got some big news for all of you out there. That's right, AG1 just launched their next generation. The same single scoop, but with upgraded vitamins, minerals, and probiotics. It is clinically backed. That's right, AGN1 Next Gen is now one of the most clinically backed greens powder. As you all know, if I look at milk, I have diarrhea. AG1 was one of the first ones that didn't piss my tummy off. So subscribe today and try the next gen of AG1. And if you use our link, you'll also get a free bottle of AG1 D3K2 and 5 of the upgraded AG1 travel packs with your first order. Most of you already know I'm super into fitness, and I can't stress enough getting a good diet. And surprisingly, probiotics always upside my stomach. This is actually one of the first probiotics that doesn't wreck me. I got in the habit of doing it daily. Also, do not do this at night because you will have way more energy. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/unsubscribe to get started with AG1's next gen and notice the benefits for yourself. That's drinkag1.com/unsubscribe. Again, that is drinkag1.com/unsubscribe. Free, 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 free.
Like it feels like that bit right now.
All I know is you're talking to a WKBU top fan badge wearer right now. So anytime WKBU Buffalo goes live on Facebook, I'm there. It's game over, dude. They give me a top fan badge.
Cracking them knuckles.
Just like the way that those fucking news media people are saying, it's just a podcast. Bitch, we get 100 times the views you do in like one day.
I love what Nick said about that. It's like people listen to you because of your job. We have our job because people listen to us. We are not the same. Like I fucking love. I don't know if he took that from something, but if not, that is like
That's beautiful saying.
oh,
Yeah.
He could not have put it better.
Okay, we're gonna reset. We'll go into something sad. Patrick, literally our boy Patrick. We just got off FaceTime with him and his mom, Shirley. Amazing humans. At the live show, it'll be put up here. The community.
Which live show was that?
Norfolk.
Was the Norfolk one?
Yeah, the Norfolk one. Everyone gave him a standing round of applause. Patrick's been fighting cancer. He showed up to the show. We have some amazing pictures. Those are going up right here. And he's been so supportive. His mom's been so supportive of him through this battle. And we got bad news. He has 3 to 5 days of, as of recording this, it's the 6th of May. And it's looking like he has 3 to 5 days left to live. So we're just giving him nothing but love, support, kindness to that entire family, and just what an amazing human he is. And even he looked exhausted today, but he still put on a smile. He said, "What's up?" He was surprised his mom set that entire thing up, and it was an honor to talk to him on those last moments.
It was a privilege to meet him. His mom's amazing. He's great. Like,
Yeah,
They were awesome at the Norfolk show.
Oh, dude. And you all, everyone that showed up to that, I can't stress the email. I can actually probably put that up. You guys made that dude and his mom's fucking year with the chanting, giving the flag. That it was a one in a lifetime chance, and you all gave that, chanting his name. That was probably my favorite moment of the entire tour, was that one specific moment. And then
made us feel something, which is
hard.
kind of rare sometimes.
Hard. Patrick, we love you, buddy. We appreciate everything you do for all of us. And Shirley, same to you. You're an amazing mom. Thank you for everything, and thank you for those moments of just connecting with us and being able to share the same space as us. We appreciate you so fucking much.
You know, that's the thing about cancer, and I feel like this is the second time in a row I've repeated a Norm Macdonald bit, because he died from cancer. But he goes, you can't lose the fight with cancer. You can only win, because if you lose, so does cancer. So it's a draw.
Man.
Yeah.
He did it, dude. I did it. Like, I love that even on that, he's at the hospital, and we're still being us. We're still telling jokes. Like, we'll get you some. Well, Cody suggested black tar heroin. I suggested
Yeah,
regular
I was
drugs.
wanting to give him some black tar heroin.
Yeah,
but,
I suggested regular drugs.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Everyone's
Cody pulled a
laughing.
baggie of black tar heroin out of his pocket.
So give him love, give him support, and give that family as much love and support as possible.
No, you guys you were awesome. It was a pleasure to meet you again, and no, it was truly an honor.
Yep, our hearts go out to you. Like, whatever you all need.
Not the Elon way.
Yeah.
No.
But
I'll just stop here. I'll pat here and then put my hand down and slide it right here.
Good call. Good call.
Oh man, what a fucking episode so far. We're like, everyone that's watching is like, oh.
yeah, I love how you're like, let's take a moment with Woosah.
Yeah.
And I thought we were gonna go like funny.
Now we go to funny.
We going to funny.
Yeah.
Now we uptick it. Our boy Zach's in town.
Hey, veteran with a sign. Hey.
Oh shit, Edmund's here?
Yeah.
You just get up and leave. God damn it.
Probably. Yeah, I'm here. I'm in Texas. I'm doing the whole run. I wore my Superman shirt, so I'm really excited.
You were very proud of that shirt.
I am. It's when Superman sponsored the National Guard. I don't know.
How much did you get paid?
The NASCAR car.
I don't know.
I
listened
got
to
that, Eli.
more than me. Yeah, so I just wanted to come by and try and do a podcast without any donkey-related stories because, it was about a year ago when I came here to the House of the Rising Sun and I told the donkey story, and it took just a year. And my lovely wife said, just please don't tell any more stories like that. Mainly because my mother-in-law came up to me and was, it's the first thing that pops up.
Really?
It goes,
Veteran with the sign,
no.
donkey story?
yeah. My
love
mother-in-law
Google.
came to me, I don't know when it was recently, and she goes, hey, I heard the donkey story. And Christy was like, just like laser eyes. Because it's like jumped like all levels of like permeating my life. So it's funny. It's a good time.
It was Afghanistan, right?
Yeah, it was Afghanistan.
I actually,
Yeah. He's not going to tell the story. 'Cause his wife doesn't want him to, but it basically ends with some very
Turns
awful
out-
acts with Donkey from
Google
some
it.
people in Afghanistan.
Turns out they like to fuck animals. I know that this is jarring to some of you. But
Google it, make sure that's at the top of the list no matter what.
Yeah, run that up. Maybe check out the YouTube while you're there. But no, it's
or the Unsub Live Show.
yeah, or the Unsub Live.
Available on Pepperbox.
She was
On
like,
Pepperbox TV.
she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I had to go to Atlanta, Boston, and Buffalo." She's like, "So what are you doing?" And Nick was at the house, and he's like doing like classic Nick. He's just like eating, and he looks at her. and
Looking
goes,
through your stuff.
I'm gonna make him tell the donkey story live on stage. And she's like, "What?"
Today we're going to talk about Donkey.
He's like, "Oh yeah, Zach will probably do it till he dies." He just keeps eating.
Dude.
Yeah.
Why'd you come in a day earlier?
Huh?
Why'd you come in a day earlier? You were gonna be here tomorrow, right?
I was gonna be here tomorrow, but do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
What are we doing tomorrow?
What are we doing tomorrow, dude? We're going to hang out with a guy. I don't want to name names. Post Malone, no big deal.
What Christy said
I
to
don't
you,
want to
though?
say names.
Yeah. So like she's like, so you're going to Texas, and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you're gonna hang out with your friends. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, are you going to a Post Malone concert? And I was like, how did you know?
Oh, you didn't tell her?
I hadn't withheld it. I was just informing her of what was gonna happen.
And that's
But
marriage.
she just naturally knew.
She knew. She was like, so is there like a concert or something? And I was like, I don't know. Who knows? Yes, there's a concert and Post Malone. And she's like, oh, I guess I'll be here with the kids. And you just hang out with Post Malone. I was like, hopefully we like really click in. Like maybe we'll all hang out here in Nashville. Who knows?
You're going to Disney next week. Shut the fuck up.
Your schedule is like Tuesday, podcast, Wednesday, Post Malone, Thursday, purse shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. Mother's Day is going to be lit in the Bell household. Like I've got to reset the, there's like a Zach's in Texas, Mother's Day is really cool. So like I got to weigh it back out. I got to get some more credit on the books.
Justice is blind, but she likes Louis Vuitton.
I see you know ball.
Your fucking thermostat's gonna be on 75 for the rest of the month.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, honey.
Yeah, that's the battle. But I mean, honestly, she's incredible. She puts up with a lot. I mean, it's been hectic because we just finished our 3rd trip to Disney this year.
Oh yeah, doing the cheer stuff.
Cheer and
My note says Disney, Dad.
yeah.
Because you are literally, I've never met a Disney. Dad,
You're the only person in the world I hear from who's like, fuck, I gotta go to Disney again. The happiest place on earth. Zach's like, fuck, cheers happening again.
Well,
They call that Zach privilege.
so what's funny is I remember growing up in the South, it was at McDonald's actually. They gave you like a promo tape, and it was Mickey Mouse like walking around like seeing Disney. And I was like, one day I'll go to Disney. That'd be so awesome. And he's like, hi guys, we're going to the Haunted Mansion. And it's just like this promo where he's like, check it out.
I have a story about that as soon as you're done.
It's a promo tape, and I was like, one day I'm gonna go. One day I'm gonna go. One day I'm gonna go. Well, the first time I went, not many people know this story. The first time I went was literally 30 days after I got back from Marja. So, like,
God.
yeah. And when I'm in the sun, my hair gets blonde, like slim, shady blonde. And there's just a photo of me and Christy and the girls, and like there's still blonde hair poking out. So like less than 30 days, I was like, "We're the Taliban." Jump cut. I'm talking to Mulan, be like, "You're our favorite. You're a warrior princess. She really likes you." Like that was the first time I went. A little bit night terrors. The fireworks were a lot. We worked through it, but now we go for cheer. And it's fun, but it's just like it's stressful because we're like they're competing, and I'm in
Explain cheer real fast.
Okay, so
You're a cheer dad. Dude.
I'm a cheer dad. So competitive cheerleading, they do all sports go there now, but there's the ESPN Center like on Disney property. Like they have
It's
baseball.
like downtown Disney, right?
Yeah, well,
Or
it's,
is it-
it's like on property. It's a whole like thing. There's multiple different like venues there. And so like we'll tack days to the left and right of it to like spend time at the parks or whatever. And so the first time we went was January this year, and then last week and the week before. So their cheerleading championships are there. So there's Worlds, which is like level 6, which is my oldest daughter's on. And then there's Summit, which is the levels underneath that, right? And so that was what my youngest daughter's on. And so like back to back, and like I'm just in support. Like I've got like hairspray, like ponytail holders, like water bottles. One time I stood in line for like 2 hours for like 12 pretzels to like feed the team before they went to compete. Like there's like no veteran. There's no nothing to have. I'm just like there. I'm like a pack mule, and it's fun, but it's like
It's about as veteran as it gets, actually.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm describing it, I walk in a circle. It's hot. People are yelling at me.
Afghan guys, fuck you.
That's the VIP experience.
That's the donkey experience from Pinocchio.
But it's
Oh God.
but it's just you like.
It'd be a shame if you lied, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio would have been much worse if it was the island was off the coast of the Mediterranean to the east. Sorry, it's too far.
No, that was great. Dude. Hey, it's your world. But yeah, it's unlike anything else because they compete for like there's like 3 minutes that they're performing, and like there's a lot of build up to that. So like at Worlds, we were there at we got up at like 4. We got there like 5. We got up at 5. Got there at 6. The doors weren't even open yet. And then she competed, and then we had to wait the rest of the day and find out if they moved on or not. And then it's just like that. Like it's just they keep going, but like it's really cool. Like I sent everyone the photo here, and I don't want to show it because this is my child. I'm trying to protect her privacy. But we had a competition in Nashville. It was like a month before this, and my oldest daughter she busted her nose.
Oh yeah, we saw the picture.
Yeah, she got caught in a basket, and it's this really hard stunt, but like she busted her nose, and like she kept going, and she didn't know, and it literally looks like J.J. Watt's photo when he broke his nose.
Yeah, the picture
It was
you sent us,
bad,
she's
man.
just bleeding
Yeah, dude,
everywhere.
and like when I went up there, I was like, "How are you?" She's like, "I'm fine. I don't know why we stopped," and I was like, "All right, I'm really proud of you." Like, yeah,
So, like you and your wife do it because the girls they absolutely love doing the
They
cheer
love it.
thing.
It's-
But like, do you ever run into weird parents out there though? They're like hyper obsessed and just act.
You're gonna
silly?
do this because I never did it in high school.
there's
Like
there's
that
a
kind.
Yeah.
My little Susan is the greatest cheerleader of all time.
You're having a good time, aren't you, sweetie?
Cody. Cody. Brandon? Nick? Did you know thousands of companies are collecting, aggregating, and trading your personal data without you even knowing? Well, you have a right to request those data brokers to delete all that information and to protect your privacy. The problem with that is it would take years doing it manually. INCOGNI helps protect your privacy and take your personal data off the internet automatically, and dealing with the people that might object to that. But on a serious note, this is one of those companies that we do swear by. It doesn't matter what position you are in life. Having security and then having your own privacy is extremely important. I think I speak for all of us when I say that. But thanks to INCOGNI, don't have to worry about that anymore. Thank God. They do the hard part, so we don't have to.
Don't take your personal data back today over at INCOGNI.
I'm never using that voice again. Use code unsubscribe in the link below and get 60% off your annual plan. That's incogni.com/unsubscribe. I mean, we've all had the terrifying stories, even demo, like people showing unannounced, jumping a fence and getting to your house, which is wild. That's where businesses like this are extremely helpful. incogni.com/unsubscribe.
Yeah, that was definitely at the, like, now it's kind of, there's been an attrition because, like, the levels they're at now, they have to do, like, complex stunts and stuff, so, like, that's kind of faded out, but, like, it is interesting having, like, a team with dynamics and also, like, the parents are there, so there's, like, multiple different factors involved, but, like, some of these parents I've known since our kids were, like, 10 years old, so I've known them for, like, watch their kids grow up as mine have grown up. So it's this kind of, like, weird bond you develop with them because no one else is, like, in this world unless I'm telling y'all, you would know that. You know what I'm saying? But it's fun because, like, they both love it. Like, they asked to both be on an extra team this year, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's run it. And it's the healthiest form of adversity I can put them through. Like, I don't want to give them, like, my life, and I'm like, hey, guess what? You're poor now. Here's bologna and, like, bread. Make it work. Like,
but look where we got.
Yeah.
You ever gotten in a fight with any other, like, opposite cheer
moms?
teams?
How many cheer moms do you beat the
Just
shit
like the
out of?
opposite team. Yeah. Do you hit women there?
Yeah.
No. See, you gotta learn how to ask a leading question. How many women have you hit?
5 minutes later.
Here's the thing. What do you mean hit, Cody? No, it's honestly I'm literally in the background. Right, Christy's really running the show of, like, the moms.
She's the one hitting moms.
She's the one, dude. She's like the team mom. Like, she's telling them, like, she's the one who's, like, the center stage stuff. And I'm literally like, can I get something? Like, I have like no real role in it other than, like, supporting her, and, like, I film. Everyone's like, Zach's really good at filming, and I just do this for, like, 3 minutes. I just hold a camera. And they're like, oh, that's good. And they're like, how'd you do that? And I'm like, I hit the 4K button. You know, like,
It
like
looks beautiful.
Yeah, and they're like, wow.
He's a professional. He does this for a
Yeah,
living.
they've learned a little bit of that as time has gone on, because, like, you know, I started this in March of 2020. That was just, like, me holding up a sign. And so now they're like, hey, you know, I heard that a few of the dads, a lot of the dads are like, hey, donkey story, bro. Like, they're pretty jazzed about it, and, like, other people, it's like blended.
I'm sorry, that's become your life.
It's all right. It's all right. I didn't do anything wrong. I just described a moment of my life. You know.
I'm just sorry. I'm telling the truth.
And now you're known for.
Yeah. What was it? It said veteran with a sign, VFW, and then donkey story, and it's just like two things in a row. But
Dude, you're doing great. People just know me for saying slurs.
I love everyone.
no,
I like that. Poor Cody. So I don't even say them out loud.
Dude, when you get
that's what we
married,
text. Yeah.
when you get married, you need to change your name to operator.
I support this decision.
It's happening.
Oh, dude, actually.
Somebody cut that. Trademark that first. Yeah.
Dude, I love the now, though, man.
If you get a silver play,
I just
button
looked
with
at the uncomfortable.
operator at
I didn't know what he was
100K.
gonna say.
Dude, I just got to throw this out there. Shout out to Moody's mom and her best friend from church. Like, they don't speak a lick of English. They came over and they made me fucking tamales and mole and pistola stew.
He's
and-
starting to say it with the accent.
Oh, dude, I love it. Dude, that picture I felt
He's
so
getting
at home.
darker too. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
It's happening.
Dude, I can't wait to push out a bunch of little Mexican babies.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
You're gonna push him out.
I'm pushing them in first.
Dude, you're going to be a cheer dad too. It's going to be awesome. You're going to be like asking me. I'm like, dude, just hydrate up. Make sure you eat a big breakfast. You know, you need at least 3 phone chargers. They're all going to run out. Like, you just got to, hey, plan.
I will say, so I went over to, I stayed at your house.
Yes. It was awesome.
In Tennessee, probably 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was Easter.
It was Easter.
It was Easter, yeah.
Yeah, and I have. So first of all, I've got to say you've got a wonderful family.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing. I was just, you're a good guy. You're a good dad. You got a nice little plot set out for yourself. You made me feel like a fucking degenerate.
How did I make you feel like a degenerate?
Just it was.
We welcomed you with the open arms. I didn't
Christy's
say.
like that drunk AK guy's coming over here, isn't he?
That's why.
there was
it was
no-
self-reflection. It was a mirror. Brandon's like,
There was no judgment. You guys, you were an amazing host.
Yeah.
Everything was fantastic. I get into town and like, oh, do you want to spend Easter Sunday with my family?
Yeah.
We're going to go to church. I've got here's my 2.5 white kids in a picket fence. Like
2.5 white kids.
I thought
perfectly statistically average, like just amazing.
Yeah, I showed him the new yard. Like, yeah, we made cinnamon roll bunnies.
Literally. I watched his daughters do an Easter egg hunt in the backyard, and at no point in my life have I felt my heart sink as much as it did.
There's no Hellcats in your neighborhood.
I was like, man, I'm really pushing that biological clock.
I might have been trying to sell him a little bit on where I live in Tennessee, Nashville. We'll just go with that.
Settling down.
Yeah, I'm like, if you want to come up here, if it gets too hot in Texas, it was fun. Yeah, we recorded some episodes on the After Action podcast, and
Shouts out.
shouts
After
out.
Action.
Yeah, go check it out. The Veteran with the Sign YouTube needs all you there. But like
You were a great host. You didn't. Yeah, like none of this was on you.
No, well, what I
But-
wanted to do is like, you're coming over to spend time with my family, so I wanted you to like just be a part of it. And we'd actually gone to church Saturday for Easter, and I was like, "You want to come over?" And like that was it. We just hung out, and I was like, "Let's go get some food. Let's go get some burgers."
Oh, food was great. But yeah, getting to like hang out with your family,
Yeah.
meet your wife, and
Yeah.
like so now she understands that we are degenerates, but like we're like soft degenerates.
Well, everything's been like event based prior to that. Like it was the fight or like the night of the show.
Yeah.
And so like
Which were like all obviously a little stressed out.
Yeah.
I was a little stressed
And
out the
drunk.
night of my
Yeah.
fight. I
Yeah.
wasn't drunk the night of
No,
my fight.
no,
I
you
wish I was.
did really good on the night of your fight. You were locked in for like 6 weeks on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Until I started handing you fucking Jack Daniels.
Immediately after.
Yeah.
There's a clip, Chase, I think we can put that up, me in the middle of my post-fight conference, and Cody's gloved hand comes into frame and immediately hands me a shot of Jack. Like, oh God, thank you. I haven't drank in 6 weeks.
I showed up to the fight with airplane bottles of Jack Daniels because I know Brandon hadn't drank in 6 weeks. And they were like, "Hey, you want to be a corner man?" Okay. And so I just found some gloves and I put some little gloves on. And I was in the
okay.
corner. I was your corner man.
If we're telling the real story, you weren't allowed to be the corner.
I wasn't allowed to be the corner
We
man.
found out the only thing that the security delineated being a corner man or not on was the purple gloves. So we just asked for an extra set
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
and
that.
just gave them to you, and you just walked out with us confidently, and nobody fucking stopped us.
I think I'm gonna show up to fights as a cornerman from now on.
Right?
every time.
Guys, you see the gloves? Bring it
Gloves.
back.
Well, like you had Eli and then what's his name from the bottom? Tony. Yeah, you had Eli and Tony, and they're like giving them real good information. They're like, do this, do this, do this. I'm just in the corner like, yeah, this is cool. Do it, Brandon. Hit him in the face.
It was, dude.
Hey, when you hit him in the face, it looks like he bleeds. Do that again.
Hit him harder in the face area. It would be great. God, I missed. That was a good ass time.
That was like crazy. Like being there, like I could see all y'all up on stage, and it's just me and Nico, and like Nico's screaming at the top of his lungs. Put your fucking hands up! He's pushed on the rail, and the rail's starting to shake, and I'm leaning on it too. And they're like, "Stop!" And he's like, "No, that's my fucking boy. That's my fucking boy."
No offense at all. I almost forgot you were there because in the entire time beforehand, I was like tunnel vision.
Yeah, I
Weird.
completely understand.
Yeah, it was like I was.
No stress at all.
No. It's like, oh yeah, you're about to be shirtless on live TV and potentially knocked out.
Ding, 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 ding,
You know what
ding,
I was
ding,
worried
ding.
about? This is like a weird fear, but I was told that this is like a normal thing that like has occasionally happened. I was like, dude, what if I get knocked out? Because like I was about to run into a fucking a congressional campaign a month after. I'm like, I've got to win this, or else this is just going to be, I'm going to look like a pussy in front of God and everyone. I was worried about getting knocked out and shitting myself.
Understandable.
Because they don't let you go to the bathroom after you get your gloves taped.
No, you are the second you're taped and they
Really?
write it off. Yeah, because you get your autograph. They sign it. Whoever checks the wraps.
Yeah.
Then they sign it, and then you have to be visual.
Yeah, line of sight.
Of the team, so you don't dip them in. You
Like
had
plaster or whatever.
Yeah, they do the plaster dips, so they harden throughout the fight. Very dangerous for fighters. Margarito, he was notorious for that and got caught doing it.
Interesting.
And then he got the fucking Pacquiao beat the fuck out of that dude because
saw
of that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude looked like Passion of the Christ.
God.
Yeah. At the end of his face was just mangled.
But I didn't know that, and like I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm like super fucking nervous about something, like I'll get like kind of like temporary
Stress
IBS.
shits.
Yeah, stress shits.
Yeah, I got a pregame
shit all the time.
I wanted to shit so badly, but I was not legally allowed to.
I've been like, watch me shit, please. Wipe for me. I got my gloves on.
Let's see how good of friends we are.
I do have a new topic to go into though.
Let's do it.
So because you had just mentioned that the McDonald's thing with the Disney cheer.
Yeah.
Do you know why McDonald's and Disney have a relationship?
No.
Okay, it is the weirdest thing because McDonald's was founded by Ray Kroc, and obviously Disney was founded. Well, there's a whole movie of the founder.
Yeah.
McDonald's was stolen by Ray Kroc.
There we go.
And then Walt Disney obviously founded Disney. You know what both of them had in common?
What? What do they have? What do they have in
Other than that, they were actually both ambulance drivers in World War I in Europe.
What?
Damn.
Yeah, both of them were in the field at the same time as ambulance drivers. And so Ray Kroc actually reached out, like once he had kind of like built McDonald's up as like a little bit of an empire, had reached out and sent a letter to Walt Disney. Basically said, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we were both doing this job in France at the same time. And I just wanted to let you know, like I kind of built this little restaurant for myself. I know you're doing really good. Is there a way we can kind of collaborate? And I don't think they ever got the opportunity to while they were both alive. Because, Walt Disney died very early.
Yeah.
But now Walt Disney and McDonald's have a very friendly relationship. McDonald's is one of the only restaurants on Disney property, like in the parks and stuff.
It's sick. It's a huge one. I eat at it at least 3 times a year. Like, it's awesome.
But I found it really interesting that the reason that exists between two of like the biggest mega corporations in the world is because the founders were both World War I ambulance drivers.
They were in theater just doing that. I never knew that.
I feel like Nick. I feel like Nick for once.
I didn't even know that was veterans.
You didn't even have to have a weird surgery either. You just like
I didn't have to pop my titty.
Yeah, or bicep now.
Yeah, right.
Just getting injured.
Dude,
how did he do that?
Every time Nick gets hurt, something crazy happens. Like, because of his bicep, he's basically dismantling the entire Buffalo public school system.
Yeah,
because he's at home.
Do you take a shower and still smell bad?
Do you suffer from thigh folds? Do you know how to play Magic the Gathering? If so, do we have the product for you?
Today's sponsor, MANDO. Do you know what makes MANDO different from any other deodorant?
It's whole body deodorant that is safe to use anywhere on your body. You can even use it in your butt crack. And trust me, I do. And you probably should. I've been to a Magic the Gathering tournament. You should. Mando comes in solid stick and spray deodorant that is aluminum free.
Clinically proven to block odor all day.
And it controls odor for up to 72 hours. That's 3 days you can go without having to take a shower. Choose from a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, aka my father's hand.
Want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant right now?
You can find them in Walmart, Target, and if you don't want to leave the comfort of your own home, which I imagine a lot of you Target audience don't, for the best deals, you can go to shopmando.com.
Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers.
It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, such as
mini body wash and deodorant wipes,
and free shipping. New customers get $5 off the starter pack with our exclusive code
UNSUB.
That equates to over 40% off your starter pack using special code
UNSUB at shopmando.com. Boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
You do it.
He said he tried to catch like a case of water here that fell out of like.
It was something silly. Yeah, it wasn't even in jujitsu because he's a jujitsu instructor. It was just an everyday thing, and but also that's why he has a binder right now. So he's down from surgery, and if you guys saw our last video, just like revealing what happened with the Buffalo school system, Nic brought out a fucking binder,
the 3-ring binder of death.
Yeah, dude, he's just down right now, and he's finding what was it, since 1970 he found everything that the Buffalo school system has done.
Yep. I do not want to be on the bad side of a fucking Nic binder.
Right, that's what happens when Nic is bored. He digs up your entire life.
Look at this right now.
He talked about it with your episode where he's just like, yeah, every time something bad happens to me, he's like, it seems like my life just does a amazing jump forward. I'm like, I think it's because you can't lift and you can't do BJJ, so you're just bored and you can't sit still.
Dude, he goes on fucking tangents with it. Like when he called today, I was like, happy birthday. He's like, oh, thanks. Shout out! I was like, okay, he's gonna give me a 30-minute spiel right now of everything. I just got done boxing, so I was like dead. But I was like,
so today we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, I'm like, holy fuck, this is.
All right, Eli, I went back to 1890 and I found even more stuff for the Buffalo school system.
I didn't know they did this.
God damn, Nic, calm down.
What the fuck?
Did you know?
The one thing I did want to know from you is have we ever discussed why you started doing the sign thing?
No, I don't think so.
I had no idea. That was the one question I did right.
I did get to see the original place, though.
You did, yeah. I drove right past it.
I feel like they should do a historical marker.
Put it in the Louvre.
Tennessee should do a historic marker there, like on this date in 2020.
Yeah. So the brief history is, when I got out of active duty, I started working with like nonprofits and stuff. So I've like kind of always worked with like veterans organizations. The long and short of it is like my friends started taking their lives, and like I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know like how to help them or how to help me, and like with the stuff I was going through, and I just started like, fuck it, dude, I'm just gonna figure this out. And so I did that pretty much all through college, and I got a bachelor's and I got a master's at a school in Nashville that is a very nice university, and I don't want to tie them to me, but
when you say doing that, what do you mean?
So I started like working at like nonprofits, like learning about the industry and like how to like help veterans through different organizations. And I even my congressman, his name is Mark Green. He was actually the doctor for Saddam Hussein when they captured him. And at that time he was my state level representative, and it was my first like push into like working with veterans.
I mean, he didn't really need a doctor for what was coming next, but
no, he did not. But we wanted to make sure he was healthy, I guess. I don't know.
We did.
Hey, just so you know, you got a heart condition, but
time of death
soon. Oh, I got a Brandon laugh. Ooh, there it is. I love it.
That dopamine.
Yeah, Brandon laugh. But
give me that bitch serotonin.
But the first thing he did is
serotonin.
I worked with him to pass this bill that got a few $100,000 for veterans in the state of Tennessee for mental health. But he made me like go around. It's called Legislative Plaza in Tennessee, and I had to talk to every state representative to pass the bill. And so I continued to work with that, and then like I just kind of got burnt out from doing it. It's really hard work.
A lot of knee pads involved.
Yeah.
Like I say that half joking.
Like, just working with veterans, like a nonprofit as a whole is kind of like a rough business model, because your goal is to spend as much money as possible every year, and then next year, like, hope we can raise that money again.
But having to talk to the state legislature and everything like that, like there's so much of the political circle jerk.
It was really, really hard. And it took a kind of a toll on me. So I moved into healthcare, and then COVID happened. And I had done some writing with the like creative outlets and stuff, with like Fox News, Huffington Post, and a few articles in the New York Times, just talking about like random veteran stuff.
HuffPo, really?
Yeah, HuffPo. Yeah. I know Mrs. Huff. I don't.
John C. Huff.
Yeah. John C. Huff.
Ariana C. Huff.
Yeah, Ariana. You do good writing, Zachary.
Nonprofits are it is hard because you don't like salaries. They get the ones that are fucked up, and they're just like, oh, I make $400,000 a year, no big deal.
I was there.
I bet.
I was there. His name's Steve Norzizi. Like when they were talking about it, like we were working with Wounded Warrior Project. I was at a company called Centerstone Military Services.
They suck. Not that one.
Yeah, I know.
The Wounded Warrior.
And he was there.
Well, why do they suck, Eli?
Because they give back to soldiers, and we hate that here.
Yeah.
Well, for real, like, I think a lot of people don't.
So were what?
I was there. They were giving money out to organizations towards the end, but they had also been caught taking private jets and people to like fucking Fiji and shit.
And this is like
on the dime of people who were trying to help support veterans.
This is like
the New York Times broke this. CBS covered this. This was, I mean, it was gross. And so like that kind of cut the industry in half.
And you personally saw it.
Yes, I mean, like everyone was aware of it. Like it was like a secret. Like, remember they used to sell ketchup like Wounded Warriors on it?
No,
they did. They had like a Wounded Warrior branded ketchup. It was Heinz, but it had the sticker on it.
We call it Blood Pack.
Yeah,
it gives you PTSD. It's like,
yeah.
I would never do ketchup packets for anything veteran related. I'm
like, you call it the Ramadi special. You just squeeze it on your thing. Sorry, that's for you, bro. That's for you, though. That's for the boy. That's for the boy. Yeah.
Never in a million years would I do those.
Yeah,
two
pass me the Marja mayonnaise for me. Yeah.
No, that was the donkey story.
I prefer blood of my friends.
Yeah. But like they were selling like bounty paper towels and like, if you want to wipe a veteran, like, and it's the Wounded Warrior. And they
my name is Trace Atkins. Today we're gonna.
Dude, yeah, he's actually he's pretty cool, bro.
He seems really cool.
He's
actually, like,
cool as hell. Yeah.
It's just he happened to be tied to an organization that wasn't as good as he thought it was.
You're not gonna know, like, and when we're saying,
he's trying to do a good thing.
Yes, and you're looking at like, okay, hey, they made way more, but we made $57 million. We only donated $7 million to veterans.
Because
the rest,
it's like every light in the house was
don't
on.
need that.
Yeah, that Rex 50. I need a salary and a jet.
What would they do with all that money? Help themselves? Boo! That's basically. I mean, they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of these things every single year, and so
millions.
Just, I mean, I heard the number once. I don't want to say it here. This is way too big of a platform for me to swing and miss on that.
Well,
but
Buffalo doesn't think so.
They do now. But COVID happened. I was working in healthcare, and I had this like creative itch I wanted to scratch. Like honestly, COVID was one of the best things that happened to me. I got to spend more time with my family than ever, 90 days in a row consecutively. Holy shit, I just realized this. The last thing me and Christy did is we went to Post Malone's concert in Nashville before they shut down. They shut down the whole world after that. He fucking
somehow
managed the Hollywood Bleeding Tour.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell him, dude. I'm gonna tell him, be like,
the pre-country tours.
Dude. But like, it was
somehow managed to get a second name drop in.
Yeah. But no, I just remembered that because it's like the last thing we did, and they shut the whole world down. And like, the young lady who was cutting my hair at the time, she was getting ready to shut down her shop. But I was like, what if I like wrote on cardboard and like made myself like a meme? And I was like, okay, so like, it's not me, but it's a guy. How would he refer to himself? He'd call himself like Warfighter, and he'd talk like, "Hey, good to go, battle." Like
gay.
Yeah, he would be really cool. Yeah, I say anchors. He would like talk like that, and then I started like thinking through like the lens creatively of how he would like interact with the world. And
what are veterans? Homeless.
Yeah.
Let's tie this together.
Homeless. Yeah, like literally I was like, what makes you think homeless? Veterans. They deserve it, kinda. But like, it's just like, and I just wrote it. What? I can say it. You can say it too.
Yeah, you're a veteran.
No, I can't.
You got more medals than Dan Daly in that room. What are you talking about, dude? I want to hear shit from you.
Oh, Dan Daly over here.
Yeah. But I just wrote.
Just need to start putting that behind, just in case.
Oh, that's gonna go in a
they
shadow
have to
box
zoom
back
out.
there.
There's not enough space on that wall.
It's just a wall of Brandon's medals. It's what we use for sound editing.
It was funny because I was going through my shit recently because I was moving a bunch of shit around, and I found the jump wings from the round canopy parachute team.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh fuck, that medal's actually mine. It was such a weird thought. I'm like, oh wait, fuck that actually, that's mine.
Still think about those guys.
Oh my god, those medals that someone sent to my PO box. I was a little bit late on that one.
That was fucking crazy. We'll have to bring that out for a podcast at one point. But it was like his grandfather's medals that were pretty serious.
Came to my PO box. His grandfather, like World War II jump wings and like a couple of other medals. He was like, I
Did
think.
he play Wolfenstein?
Dude, yeah.
Not that team.
Oh, okay.
Dude, he had the code book. It was the final solution. It was wild.
Yeah, wrong team.
But no, some dude sent.
Oh, you didn't get the Wolfenstein reference at first.
Yeah. It hit me, and I was like, wait, Cody's not going to land it. Cody's going to land it.
He's coming in like the end of Airplane, just like sweat pouring down. Like, all right.
There's going to be like 20 minutes of podcast that Chase has.
Back to Disney and McDonald's.
Anyways, being a dad. But no, I just wrote drink water, take Motrin, and change your socks. That was my first sign. And I was like, oh, it's a COVID remedy. And, you know, kind of would have worked. But, like, I just held it up, and the lady who cut my hair took a photo of it. And
no shit, you did it. Wait, did they have just the cardboard there? And you're like, bah.
I had it in my truck. I found a piece of cardboard from Tractor Supply, actually. And I was just, like, consumed with the idea of, like, an analog technology being used on a digital platform. And, like, how clear and concise it could be and, like, how direct it could be. But it could also have, like, other meaning depending on, like, the photo or the video or, like, the message I'm trying to convey. And so I was just like, let's just make it simple. And then I did that for, like, a few months, and then way too many dudes started talking about my body for like a really long time.
Now I'm gonna get in shape too.
Yeah.
Wait,
no,
now I
they
need
were like,
okay. So you posted it.
Just
you got,
me. It's
how
just
was
me
the
like
reception?
this.
How was the reception on the first
horrible.
one?
The reception was horrible. Like it was like so.
Really?
At first, because it's like anything. Like it takes time to like introduce an idea, and like. You know, Brad 123 be like, this guy wears the same thing every day, and I'd be like, yeah, and it's like his tattoos are dumb, not entirely wrong, but
Military
like
tattoos.
They kept missing like what I was trying to say, which baffles me to this day because like
the message.
I fucking wrote it on cardboard. Like it's as clear as it gets. It's not like it wasn't a hidden agenda, but like I just kept leaning into it. And I had a few that like popped off. I made fun of Army Rangers. That was a big deal. Going to Ranger school doesn't make you a Ranger. That was one.
That's proper. That's literally, there's a big difference between the tab and the scroll.
I didn't know that, and dude's like, who does he fucking think he is to talk to us like that? And I'm like, I have no idea. And then, then I made
somebody who's also not a Ranger.
yeah, basically.
How dare he?
I'm a leader. And then I did a Navy SEAL one. I did a Navy SEAL one, which was. I remember this. Wearing gaiters doesn't make you a Navy SEAL, but writing a book does. And one of my friends who's a Navy SEAL like gave me the idea, and then like it was like dudes in the comments being like, you know, I'm class 123. Fuck this dude, and like they're like, no, we think he's cool and I like him, and so it just kind of kept like moving towards that. And I wasn't really sure like how to do it moving forward because like it wasn't like the tone or the message wasn't what I wanted. Like people really didn't get what I was doing. But then do you guys remember when Captain Crozier, the guy got relieved of command? So he brought his vessel out to New York.
Oh, fucking.
Yeah. He was responding to
explain this so everyone knows.
I'm not familiar.
This ship commander brings his vessel to New York to support COVID operations during that time.
Oh, okay,
yeah. And his whole ship was full of the most amount of sick sailors. And every time he would ask for help from the Navy, they suppressed it. And they literally were like, nah, you're fine. He's like, dude, I have hundreds of kids under my charge. I'm trying to take care of them. They need help. Like, it's fine. We just need to take care of these kids. And they're like, no, you don't. He ended up leaking all that stuff to CBS, and then they relieved him of his command, which is a big fucking deal to lose a ship. It's a base. And so he was walking off the deck, and the whole ship is humming, like literally bouncing as they're like, Captain Crozier. And I saw this clip of them and like his whole ship, and they're like fucking hype about it. And I looked at Christy, and I was like, hey, I have an idea. Will you just take this photo of me? And I wasn't like really sure if it was going to work or whatever, but I just held up a sign like in the doorway of my old home, and I said, bring back Captain Crozier. And I didn't look at my phone for like a whole day. I turned off all notifications. I don't have notifications on anything but my phone and my text. That's it. No social media notifications. Same. I've never done that. It's actually something I learned in business school. It's called Inbox Zero Method. It's a whole different thing. But
ooh, I'm educated.
No, I'm a liar. I said business school. Entrepreneur. But I just didn't check on it. And then I opened up my phone and I hit it and it says 100, 100, 100. And then I refreshed it. It said 100, 100, 100. And I was like, we might have done something here. And it just kept going and just kept growing. And that was basically it. Like it just kind of took off after that. And then it activated like all the old posts. And Brad 123, who hated my tattoos earlier, that year was like, I've been here since day one. This guy's the fucking best. And, you know, and then you start.
Yeah, I remember you, asshole.
Yeah, I know. But like.
Some poor guy with the actual username Brad123
Sorry,
is going to
Brad.
get a bunch of fucking.
Yeah,
is that actually the username?
No, I'm trying to make up.
I thought you were making a
He
random.
still hates his tattoos.
You can't be too specific with this audience, is what I've learned. Yeah, they'll find anything.
You're talking about Brad 11 Bravo over here.
What were we saying the other day? It's like we really need to figure out like an ROE with our audience.
I say cry havoc and let's slip the dogs of war. I've been impressed.
One of us just says, I didn't like this restaurant, and suddenly they go out of business. Like, no, we didn't mean for you guys to do that.
Jesus,
It's not their fault. But now I just try and like continue to like, you know, and Veteran with the Sign kind of has its own thing, but I wanted to like do more, and so that's actually when I started the podcast, and it was you know. Because I'd had the YouTube channel and stuff, and I was putting shorts on there, but like, I just wanted to like expand the universe. I only have like a small medium of cardboard to work with, or like a video where I'll explain something, and so I was like, I need like more conversations and stuff I want to have, and talk about different things. And Michael Collazo, the officer who stopped the school shooting in Nashville. He had
There's another name for him. I don't think I can say it on the podcast.
Yeah, no, there's not. You can say it on Pepperbox though. Dude, that $8 is just doing work. Just holding back the gates of hell.
$8 a month.
But he had come forward and he had talked to a bunch of different people, and he had finally decided he wanted to tell the story of what happened and all those different things. And he was like asking me advice, and I was like, dude, I don't know. And he's like, well, you're starting a podcast, right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, but I don't know how to do this. I got to figure it out. I didn't even know how to upload to YouTube. Like, I remember calling Cody, being like, how do I upload? He's like, okay. He like walked me through it. And, now and he came on and he told that story, and I've just been trying to tell stories in the like Veteran with the Sign universe.
Does your exiting traffic get caught by road debris?
You ever tried to clean peanut butter off of a shag carpet?
Worry no more with Manscaped 5.0 lawnmower.
Smooth as a bottom.
Because nothing says fresh start like a sharp beard and a freshly manicured lawn.
I can tell why his last name's Herrera.
Join over 12 million men who trust Manscaped and use the code UNSUB for 20% off and free shipping.
At manscaped.com?
At manscaped.com.
This is what Brandon used to clear his undergrowth.
Because your confidence grows best with the right tools.
Come here, Brandon.
No.
75 minutes of power with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
And most importantly, they're skin-safe technology. Because these tools are gentle where it matters the most. We don't judge.
Your butthole. Manscaped offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you can try that beard and ball bundle risk-free.
They also help with a lot of testicular cancer charities, which we genuinely appreciate here. So they're doing good work, and you get clean balls.
You got to help others.
You know what we say about that, word community. Don't cut corners on your grooming routine. Upgrade to the beard and ball trimmer from Manscaped. Anime smile.
Stay fresh this season, for everyone's sake. Level up your grooming today.
Use code UNSUB to get 20% off and free shipping over at manscaped.com.
Shave your balls.
World of like I like what I'm doing, and literally every time I want to quit, I get a sign that I don't need to quit. And like this time last year, I was contemplating quitting everything because of all the stuff that happened with the VFW and everything. And I was just kind of tired of like having to like defend myself and all the different things that came with it. But it was literally y'all in the Unsub community that pulled me back, because I got flooded with messages of people being like, thank you for
That love.
Telling us about this or the stuff you do. And then like, those are the signs where I keep going, because it does feel hard. Like, it's screaming into a void sometimes, but like.
What's your podcast name?
The After Action Podcast. And it's under the Veteran with the Sign YouTube or anywhere you get a podcast. So
YouTube and everything else.
Go to the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. But no,
It was like watching it from the sign after the big incident. How was that initial response from you? Were you like nervous? You're like, oh fuck, what do I say next? Oh,
Yes.
And then it is the fear of matching. Well, this could fall on deaf ears. it's awesome when you get a viral piece of content, but then you have to replicate that, and that is when it gets difficult.
It's
that
kind
is
of like
bitch.
You're talking about like, I think the game plan from there is very obvious. You immediately do a crypto coin and pump and dump your audience.
yeah. Give them the old hawk Tuah.
You make a
Cardboard
fucking
coin, you know? Like,
Cardboard coin, check it out.
make one blowy joke. Suddenly you're a millionaire.
We've had we've had people say, "Hey, here, would you guys want to do a meme coin? You guys could make a lot, and it would do really good. It'd be different."
Yeah.
I do not respond to those emails because they're fucking retarded.
I've turned down a 7-digit offer for that.
Nice try, feds. Move on. Okay.
Yeah.
But we said though, because I didn't realize that had happened in Nashville.
What?
The Hawk Tuah, the Haley, all that shit. I was like, man, they need to have like kind of like they've got in Dallas, where fucking Oswald allegedly shot Kennedy, just like a little marker in the street. They need to just like cement a coin to mark the occasion. It's a historic marker.
This here's the day the music died.
Dude, I get those emails every fucking day. Like, the Federal Trade Commission is not an enemy I want to make. I'm not about to get into fucking goon coins right now.
And then you're automatically, chances are, who's ever developing it, it's going to be a rug pull. It's going to fuck you over. You're going to look terrible.
Yeah.
A meme coin is like the only purpose of it is a rug pull.
It's a meme coin. Literally, look at the name. That's all. You're like, oh my god, and then people fall for it. Unfortunately,
I think
influencers do too.
I think it should be a litmus test of if you gave money to the Hawk Tuah coin. Like if you're like, I'm in on this, you don't get to vote for 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right?
or if you're a woman.
I love Dark
Brandon, do we keep that one or which one? We can stack it with the first one.
That's fine.
I know we talk about it sometimes. Women have been suffering for too long, so in their suffrage, dude.
A vote for Brandon.
King Trout agrees.
I'm not running for shit, homie.
No. Well,
I'm a free man.
If you give money to a girl who became famous off of a blowjob joke, you don't get to vote. You sit the next cycle out. I think that's fair.
She had such a good opportunity. She handled the initial one great, and then
like
she
giving money to dogs and shit like
and
that.
then
Like,
she fumbled that fucking bag so goddamn hard. I was like, no one on your side was like, maybe.
somebody called it.
She gave money to dogs.
Yeah, she did like
Dude,
it
she
was like
did
a dog
like-
shelter
yeah.
fundraiser.
Oh, I thought you were talking
All
about
the
like,
money originally, she was doing good shit. She stayed silent for a month, 2 months, and then she was just giving that money she was making towards dog shelters and stuff.
And me and you talked about this either yesterday or the day before. But you know what her last video was that actually got views before the whole crypto like pump and dump shit.
Pull this up. This is great.
The last video she did that got like super big views before she destroyed her audience was how not to be canceled.
Her last video is literally how
to
be
avoid
canceled.
being canceled.
How would she know?
Well,
Like,
she doesn't apparently.
I mean, but like even she's got like representation. I don't know who it is. I heard it was like Jake Paul and them.
They
and
dropped
all.
her.
Yeah, I mean, if a Paul brother drops, you need to look in the mirror. Like if they're like, you're too much for us, the Pauls. We're
You should have just gone to the forest.
like. But how would she? It's going viral like that is the new one-hit wonder. Like she had no knowledge, and people are like, yeah, upload it, talk to her, it'll work. Yeah, it's good stuff.
It shockingly did for a minute.
Yeah.
She had the golden goose, and all she had to do was not do that, and she would have been fine, like 100%. And then
She killed the goose.
oh, dude, she shot
killed the
that
goose.
goose.
Yeah, she shot it,
multiple
ate
times.
it.
All right, I can't say who this is, but we have landed.
Did the second plane hit?
As far as the Buffalo stuff.
If we stack that with the other, oh,
Bad time to be a part of the Buffalo public school system.
very, very.
Imagine what could have happened if you like did your jobs.
Yeah, we got shit you ain't even heard of yet.
Dear God, it's
You're about to.
Yeah, they're gonna be in a fun time
Again, like it's crazy that this is where it all happened. Like,
bro. I do like. Out of all the episodes, it took place after Unsub versus Kind of Consensual, and this table was loaded with booze.
Oh, we were shit.
I loved it,
dude.
dude. But
I was
like,
looking at the table, I was like, damn.
That was her second one that day. right?
Yeah, it was our second pod. We'd done 2-hour podcasts, and this was an after show.
Yeah.
There's 30 White Claws
On
the
your
table.
side.
Yeah.
And then 30. Dude, that table is stacked with fucking booze.
Nothing sobers you up like that fucking conversation, though. My God.
Seeing Nick's arms folded and Rich getting choked up, like, for real fucked me up.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, damn. Because, sometimes I'll call Rich and we'll just shoot the shit. And I'll be like, what are you doing today? And then, like, he'll tell me, like, the smallest amount of, like, this is the case I'm working. This is what's happening. And I actually appreciate it because, like, we can all, I feel like I especially can forget, like, the reality of life. And then, like, you forget that, like, he spends his days hunting monsters, like, hunting literal monsters.
Dude, I don't think I've told you guys this. My sister, she's child crimes investigator. She does that. Her and Rich talk back and forth and, like, share ideas on how to catch predators together.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's the coolest team up ever.
Because I think at one point, if I'm not mistaken, if I can't talk about this, and like, fine, we can cut it. But you try to get her out of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, hey, I'll do this for you. Just, get out. But she just missed it so much being able to help the kids. That she got back
Well,
in.
I felt bad because she was looking at all these horrible things every single day. Just like, just child cases. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Shit weighs on you.
And so like I gave her a salary and she came and she worked for me for a little bit. But after a couple months, she's like, I need to go help these kids. And she went back into policing again.
Which is, I'm sure, a huge personal sacrifice.
Oh, 100%, dude. She's, it's just one of those jobs where you don't get thanked for it very much. It's a thankless job, and yeah, she went back to that, man. Because I wanted to give her way more she was making as a police officer, but she had to go back and help the kids, and like, God, I can't respect her enough for that.
It's fucking awesome.
That's why, like, it's kind of cool to get a little bit of a taste of that. And I think that's why the Unsub community is rallying so hard. We're like, all right, let's give some fire support to the people that are trying to do that.
Oh, yeah,
there's not
man.
enough of them.
Dude, cops don't get paid much, man, for the stuff that they have to look at. I know the thin blue line thing is kind of fucking gay for a lot of people, but no shit, man. They like modern law enforcement really are the people that are keeping us from the monsters as much as they fuck up. There's, you'll have like one cop that fucks up, but there's 9 others who are fucking amazing and they do their job very well.
And I think a lot of people misconstrue the thin blue line thing because I've heard some people explain it, and I'm like, that's not fucking at all what it is.
No.
Like, people are like, oh, thin blue line means they're gonna have each other's back, like, no matter, even if they fuck up and they do illegal shit and whatnot. It's like, no, that's not like. I've heard some crazy shit people say. It means like if they're shooting at a guy, everybody's gonna shoot him so that they can't tell whose bullet matches whose gun, kind of shit. And I'm like, what? Where in the Reddit did you get that?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Go work in the streets for like a week and then tell me how you really feel about people. It's fucking it's poo poo. You know what kills me all the time though? It's oh fuck, oh god damn it. What's the term for when people think that officers can't be charged with crimes?
Shit. I know exactly what you're talking about.
White privilege.
That's
No.
it.
It's close.
I'm thinking sovereign citizen, but that's obviously not it.
It's something immunity, I think. Qualified immunity.
That's what I was thinking.
Thank you.
Like, people think that means cops can't be charged criminally, but what the fucking majority of the United States doesn't realize is that there's criminal charges and there's civil charges. Qualified immunity means that the cop can't be sued individually. You have to sue his agency. In civil court. A cop can be charged with a crime at any fucking waking moment, anytime.
It just means that Lieutenant Donut Operator cannot be personally sued because he hurt my fee-fees.
Exactly.
If you broke the law, you can still be criminally charged.
100%. Qualified immunity has nothing to do criminally. But it's like, say if I pulled you over and, I don't know, well, let's take Rich, for example. One of his biggest things people are mad at him for is because he called someone fat boy.
Wasn't it a criminal breaking into homes
It was
or
a
something?
it was a criminal, and he called him fat boy. And so qualified immunity means that this guy can't be like, I'm going to sue you because you called me fat boy, or I pull someone over and give them a fucking ticket for speeding, They can't say, well, you were mean to me, so I'm suing you. They have to sue the department. That's all qualified immunity is civil cases. And people were like, well, cops can't be charged with anything because they have qualified immunity. It's like, that's
not at all.
No.
He just didn't break the fucking law.
Yeah. He just hurt your fifis. So you can't sue that cop who wants to go home to his fucking wife and 3 kids and provide a good life for them. You can't sue him.
I'm not a bootlicker by any means. It's like there's plenty of cases where I'm just like, okay, yeah, the cop fucked up. I don't think the government should have too much power. I don't think half the laws on the books should exist.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like a lot of the cops that are doing their job right now as far as like trying to protect people from murderers, the kind of people that break into your house, like the actual like beat cop that's doing his fucking job, the job is impossible if you remove qualified immunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you would have individual cops being sued for every little like fat boy that they say, you know, like it,
or nothing at all.
Yeah.
You don't even need to have an infraction
yeah.
to be sued. You can sue for anything.
I kind of love that that's what they're going with, of like, this is why this guy's bad. He calls criminals names. And they like wonder why no one cares what they have to say.
He called a fat boy.
Like, oh, he's mean to the crims. Like, oh no, what a bad person.
A guy who I think had just committed an armed robbery.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
And the feelers are hurt. It's like, see, he's a bad cop. It's like, really? He also yelled at the judge. You had no problems telling him to shut the fuck up. Those are the people you want that don't care. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know you were a judge. I'll give you a pass. No, Rich don't give a
Well, the fucking judge pushed one of his junior officers, like assaulted a police officer, and that's why Rich showed up so fucking heated, like heated at that incident.
It's the drunk judge video, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay,
him and his wife were just hammered.
Yeah,
and I say it all the time.
He pushed a cop, and Rich. That's when Rich came up and knife handed him and was like,
"Listen here, guy. All right, guy.
I don't give a fuck, guy.
Right, now you already talked. Now's my time to talk, guy." Like. That is, if you've never seen it, it was your video breakdown of that. I'm sure Chase can put up a clip of that. Can we have your permission?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
dude.
we can put up that clip here.
Why don't you shut the fuck up? And you kiss like quiet. Shut your goddamn mouth.
That is one of my favorite Rich videos that you've done.
It's so good, man. And then they were trying to hit him up for the. I know we're going back to Buffalo again because it's so funny because Rich is such a wonderful human being. The dude with the skateboard that was like hitting cars and like pulling his dick out and showing people his dick all day long. And Rich wasn't even a cop that day. He was wearing his fucking cleaning. Yeah. He was wearing his army uniform. He was just coming back from drill, and that dude fucking tried to hit him with a skateboard, and Rich just put him down and sat on him. It's like, wait for the cops.
I couldn't do that job. That job would be, and it's why they have so much trouble hiring right now. You'll see ads. Oh, dude, police cars. I was behind one yesterday, and it says on the police, hey, hiring. Like, call this number. We're hiring. You know why? Because it sucks being one. Everyone has a fucking this. And then everyone's holding you to a standard that is... It's not even holding to a standard. They're just trying to see you fuck it. You're under a magnifying glass no matter what.
Yeah, on the streets, you're on a magnifying glass from the public. Even when you go back to like the police station, you're under a magnifying glass from the brass, who wants to make the public happy. And the public's kind of fucking retarded, honestly.
Because I don't mind.
Not everyone, but
I don't mind the accountability of it. What I mind is the fact that the politicians don't have their back and are actively fucking screwing them no matter what.
Yeah, dude, the whole defund police movement was such a blight on law enforcement and how everything went. It's like, you want to take away training from police officers, that means they're going to be shittily trained and they're going to shoot you. They're going to fucking just pull out a gun and shoot you instead of fighting you to the ground and put you in handcuffs.
Did we talk about...
the mirror?
The mirror?
Is that what,
when's that video come out?
That video's coming out. It should be out today. I think it's coming out today.
I can't wait to watch that one.
Yeah, so this is the 6th.
If I got the pepper box notification yet.
This is my favorite video. I can't wait for it.
God,
dude. This is... Cody, go on.
All right,
Set the tone.
My video that's coming out today, you got I can't remember what led up to it. It was maybe a possible burglary, like 2 cops clearing an empty house. And so like the male cop, he's going down. He's like, yeah, everything looks good. The female cop turns a corner and there's a mirror in front of her and immediately just shoots the mirror twice. And what was your point behind that?
Because I think I showed you the clip.
You showed me that one.
Because my thing is like, okay, you round a corner, boom, you see your reflection.
Not even around a corner. Remember, both just went down the steps.
No, she turns to the left.
Does that mean
no, there was no left. The male, they went down the fucking steps. There was the mirror at the base of the steps.
So she shot a cop.
Right, yeah, just right at the base, but it was like, the officer peels right, or the male officer peels right. She goes left.
And that's the mirror's right there.
Yeah. She immediately opens fire on it. And my thing is like, okay, you turn left, you see a cop.
Yeah.
You see someone in full police uniform with a service weapon. It's like, okay, if it wasn't a mirror, you would have just shot a cop.
Yeah, that's why you shoot him twice.
Show's face right now. Show's like,
that's why you shoot him twice, right?
Yeah,
because it's a cop. You shoot him twice.
Because what I brought up to Brandon at first, I was like, what if there was just like some kid that was in that house and she turned the corner and killed them? And Brandon's like, wait. She's looking at a uniformed cop in front of her and she fucking killed them.
Literally, instantly, just like stares down. Right, guy sees the fucking mirror. That's why he just went right.
Yeah, because
she's like, ha.
Because he looks and then he goes right, and she turns left and sees the mirror and bam,
shoots, breaks the mirror, and then she's like, shit, it was my reflection.
Now she's got 7 years of bad luck too.
And that you just can't win.
Where was this? What town is it in?
7 years of administrative leave.
Yeah.
I can't remember what town it's in, but I'll get back to you on that, man. Dude, I just did it. Oh God, it might be in the same video. I think it's in my next video. There's another one where a cop gets in a fight with a guy, and the guy's like trying to grab his gun, and he's fighting with him, and the male cop is just like fighting on top of him, and the female cop comes over with her taser. Taser doesn't work, so she starts just like kind of slapping him on the arm with the taser. Like, stop. I was like, oh my God, this is what happens when you defund fucking police, dude. If you make them better to kill people, they won't kill people. I've been preaching this for a fucking decade now.
When I first became your friend and we started hanging out, and like you were still you were way more fresh off the job, like with policing. You opened my eyes up to a lot of that stuff where it's like, you're like, hey, if you want cops to kill less people, train them better,
make them more dangerous.
Because if you have these tools in your belt like BJJ or whatever, you know how to subdue a 200-pound man, you're less likely to resort to I don't know what to do, bang
yeah.
And like they get 50 to 100 rounds a year to shoot.
Oh my God, it depends on the agency too, man.
50 to 100 rounds a year, and then they're not training outside of that. Cody knows more on this, so I'll let him speak.
Well, like I said, it depends on the agency. So, like the one of the agency that I worked for, you had to qualify firearms once a year. So you go out and you just shoot a couple rounds into a target, and that's it.
And then you're like, I can't, like, Zach, imagine we got 2 mags, and we just had to do qual, and then we're deployed, and they're like, okay, patrol. Here's the ROE, by the way. Bro.
So,
like, I can tell you what I'm not listening to. It rhymes with ROE. You know what I mean? Mirrors!
So I worked on a part-time SWAT team, which means like SWAT isn't your all-day thing. You're still patrolling, but when they call you up, you go do the SWAT things. And so anytime we would go to a heated call and it's like people screaming or people fighting or whatever, it's like you would hope you would get another SWAT guy over there. Because they're not going to fucking shoot anyone. You instantly put the threat on the ground, handcuff them, fine. But it's like, God, I don't want this one officer this showing up because they're going to just escalate everything. They're going to pull their gun. They might do this.
They're just nervous.
It would be like you boys responding. Like, I wouldn't want some fucking chick who just got out of the academy that's never had any combat experience, never been punched in the face. No. And it's like when they say, oh, I'm coming, like one of your SWAT boys, like one of you guys comes to my call, I would be like, oh, thank Christ they're coming to my call.
You want comfortability.
Did Spartanburg have a dedicated SWAT?
No, it was part-time SWAT.
Everybody was like that.
Yeah.
Do you think the defund the police movement is settling down? Like, as it seems to be trending away?
No swinging the other. Like, right now we're on the medium.
It seems less convenient to attack it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, to attack police, rather.
It kind of ties into the whole BLM thing that happened back in the Summer of Love, where they push for body cameras so hard, like that whole movement, like we need body cameras. And so all the police departments across the country, most of them got body cameras. And then suddenly that whole movement was like, we don't need body cameras. That's racist. Body cameras are racist.
So we don't like what the body cameras are showing.
Yeah,
So
it's
we're
like-
not going to talk about it now.
Yeah. Oh, you see what actually happens in real fucking life now.
It's like, we need accountability, but not for me.
It's wild, just the idea of being not training, and then everyone. How often would you be called to like a SWAT action?
Twice a week.
Twice a week, and then the people that are new to it or nervous, and they're like, I've only shot 50 rounds this year. I don't know. I don't know. Versus, I used to sleep on the way to missions. I'm very transparent. I do. That was my nap time. I was like, yeah, we're going to fucking QRF for a mission. Fuck yeah. Action right, dismount left. Wake up and
Wake me up when there's war.
Yeah, you dismount, you'd hear tink, 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 and you get out, and you're like, okay, I gotta fight this way. Got it, good to go. But everyone was comfortable.
That's why you don't wake Eli up physically.
The broomstick.
Yeah.
I'm like, ah! But it's comfortable.
Contact front! Oh, we're good. Podcast.
Well, even fucking okay. Something to bring up with the Colazo.
Yeah.
That shooting.
Yeah.
Sorry. With the shooting at the church school there in Nashville. He was even pushing people out of the way. Like there were some cops that weren't going in. Yeah, because in an active shooter situation, you run in. It doesn't matter if you're by yourself. It doesn't matter if you have 10 cops with you. You go in and you find the threat and you end it. In Colazo, in the video, it was Colazo and Rex. Yeah, they were like, those two were actively like, get out of the way. I hear gunshots this way. Move out of my fucking way.
You know, that's called violence of action.
Yeah.
There's a certain
speed, surprise, violence of action.
There's a certain police chief here in Texas I'd like to introduce him to that I think could learn a few things.
Everyone pause. Let's sit in the vital funnel. Let's wait. Let's just wait it out.
And let's treat it like a barricaded suspect. Ignore the gunshots.
Colazo's and Rex, all those guys are like, you know, it was a horrible day in Nashville, but like the way they responded. So what most people don't know is where he was to the school is 15 minutes from the time the call happened till Tango down, 13 minutes. That's how quickly they responded. And
it was Rex was just driving by.
He was just driving
right?
around, so Mike's a detective. Like he without going too much into it, I mean his undercover work got blown because they put his face everywhere. But he used to he'll go and do undercover work, and he would go to businesses and they were doing bad things, and he was building a case on that. But Rex was in a different part of town. He responded, and Mike met him there. And Mike, you should talk to him about it, but they met there together, and they had been trained and they'd known each other because Mike's always pulling leads and stuff from working downtown and everything, so they knew each other. But they just converged and all acted as one and moved through it, right? And the literal worst case scenario, something that I couldn't even imagine. And it literally showed the importance of training and how you need to make cops dangerous, honestly. And they're fucking heroes. I mean, they got the Medal of Valor, which is the highest level of award that a officer can get. It's the equivalent of the Medal of Honor, and him and all the cops got it who responded that day. They're fucking heroes.
I'd love to have him on. He's a super fucking rad guy.
Yeah,
he's a totally cool dude. And now you're getting concussed building his deck.
Yeah, dude, he kind of sucks at building decks, but So here, all right, that's enough about how cool he is. He invited me over.
Okay, I don't know anything that's going on.
This is why I brought him.
I'm so confused right now. I'm like, no.
So he invited me over. He got a pool, and you're supposed to level. You're supposed to grate and level, right? When you put a pool in, trout.
Duh.
All right, grate and level. And I show up and I go, Mike, have you leveled it? And he goes, huh? And I go, have you leveled it? And he goes, I'm trying. So
this is not like an above ground inflatable pool.
He had not leveled it. And so we were taking 2x4s, put on an arm and lifting up the pool as he's digging it out, trying to raise it up. And I was like, I swear to God, if you weren't a hero, I wouldn't be here. I hate you so much.
It's not like a doggy pool.
Bro, stick to shooting active shooters, okay?
So he's like, you're fine. Long story short, I'm pulling this up, doing this like this, and it wasn't paying attention. And he literally knocked me unconscious. And I just go, I'm going home. I don't want to do this anymore. And so when Brandon came in town, he's like, come help me build a deck. And I was like, not a fucking chance. I'm not going over
He's texting you, and then he's texting me. He's like, hey, you and Zach need to come over. I'll grill some steaks, but are you free tonight?
Oh, he's trying to do.
He tried to finesse us into coming to build his deck.
It's 'cause
on
I think-
Easter weekend.
No.
He knew my last name was Herrera. He's like, cool, a Mexican's in town. All right, I got a deck that needs to get built.
Where are you? I'm at Home Depot. I don't see you.
Yeah. He's like, Zach's fine. It's just one concussion. I'm like, dude, I don't know how many I've got left. It's like the never-ending story part 2. I don't know how many more wishes I have available. And I don't, I'm gonna hit my head probably when I leave here. How many do I got for the rest of my life? Maybe 5? I'm not rolling them.
Bro, I love our friends.
Yeah.
We have the weirdest fucking friend group ever in
Yeah.
the history of mankind, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you and
It's like
Brandon.
we're all good people, but you'd never know it.
Why didn't you drain the fucking pool?
That's the other. He didn't drain the pool. He didn't do any of it.
Wait, what?
The pool was like half filled, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna swim in it." And I was like, "No, you're not. That side's 2 feet, and that side's 14. The kids are gonna drown, dude." He's like, "It'll be fine." So like, I'm literally like cranking the thing.
You're holding up water?
Yeah, it was like a third filled up, and I was like,
1 gallon is like 9 pounds, 8 pounds, 9.
Again,
9 pounds,
I was
right?
like, Mike, I hate you so much, dude. I hate you so much, man. He's like, "Oh, it's fine. It's no big deal." But
I would have been so pissed showing up to my Cody. God, if you called me and were like, "Hey, can you help this?" and I go there, I walk in, I still see the pool half full. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you got me here. First off,
Yeah.
now I'm leaving.
But I have steaks.
he did not have
So
steaks.
does Applebee's.
That's it. Yeah. He did-
and I don't have to work.
He did not have steaks. And here's the best part about it. Guess what he had to do to the pool again? He had to drain it and then re-level it again. So, like, this pool's, like, been terraformed in the ground. Like, I don't know what the deck's made out of. I'm sure it's, like, fluid. Like, remember those weird little squeeze things you had as a kid? That's what I think his deck is made out of. Like, it just kind of moves like an earthworm. Yeah. It's fine. He'll be all right.
It's our next Gang Does episode. We build Colazo a pool.
We send Trout to fix it. He just lights it on fire, and he's like, nothing could have been done.
Took me along on his hose.
I think I did too.
Water's leaking.
I was looking for a house recently, just to move out of the place I am, come closer to Bernie because the skate shop's there. You guys are kind of near Bernie, and I brought Connor with me everywhere. Connor's just got a cigarette in his mouth. He's like, "Yeah, this shit's fucked." And Chris is with us. I'm like, "All right, we're not getting this house."
He's ripping cigarettes indoors. He's like, smells like cigarettes.
Was there a smoker that lived here?
I did. I called Connor about my shower. He knew it instantly. He's like, "Send me a video," and he answered all my questions in like 5 minutes.
So I do with Nick when I had an electrical problem. I just literally text Nick, and he was like, "Oh, you gotta go downstairs. It's probably right here. One of the bathrooms downstairs is gonna have a reset button." I was like, "Why? It's in a different room." Look, walk into the
Just do it.
gas. And 100%. I was like, "Oh shit, he wasn't lying." Click reset. Oh.
He did the same thing with me one time. I forget he's a fucking electrician. I mean, you've heard the story about when I first picked him up when he came here.
It's a good story.
Oh, Jesus. When the first time that Nick ever came and hung out with us for Unsubscribe, I pick him up.
You hit him up.
Yeah, I hit him up and I'm like, "Hey, you got to come do Unsubscribe." I pick him up from the airport.
You hit up the Fat Electrician.
And like the first thing out of my mouth is, "Yeah, so when you're not doing YouTube, what do you do?" And he looks at me and I go, "Oh, fuck."
I'm an electrician.
Your name is fucking Fat Electrician.
I got this picture from this was, 2 years ago. Actually, almost on the dot. Where I have him over and it was just like, "Oh, by the way, I'm having this like fucking technical issue with my office." He's like, "Come here." He just like has a screwdriver in his mouth, is like going through all my fucking electrical shit. We are shithoused. It is 2:00 in the morning as per this photo. And I just have this picture of Nick going through my fucking electrical panel. I'll send this to you if you need it.
That's a fully pulled off fucking panel.
He pulled off the panel.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up.
He can't help himself. When Nick said, he's like, "I've always wanted a black Grand National," I was like, it caught me off guard. I'm like, Iowa guy. No, dude, he's from Southern California. Like, Nick's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's always, like, wearing, like, some Jordans or something. Like, he's low-key, like, he's about
Nick
it.
is in Paris.
Yeah, Nick is in Paris.
Nick is in Paris.
Nick is in Paris.
One of those last podcasts Nick was down for. We got a little poopy here. Yeah, we drank a little bit. It was
You
fun.
tied one on?
Yeah, I don't know. It was me and you and Nick. I was like, let's FaceTime Post Malone.
Third name drop. All right, here we go.
Oh, fuck off. That was funny.
No, but we
Dude,
straight
I
up did.
can't wait. I'm gonna be like, how
Nick,
many
Nick was
times?
like, hey man, what's up? He said, what's up, brother? You know, just being all nice and shit. Nick's like, did we really just FaceTime him? I was like, yeah, we're gonna wake up one day and we're just gonna be in a fucking hospital bed or something, dude. The lamp looks weird.
That'd be great. I
I
mean,
mean, if you haven't looked up the Reddit, or is it was it a Reddit or a 4chan?
Oh, the lamp
green
looks
text?
weird. I know we
shaky
keep saying
lamp.
that. We haven't even provided any context for that.
Yeah, one day just like you're gonna look at that lamp and then just like it looks a little off, and go to touch it, and then it's you revert back. It's 10 years ago you were asleep. This whole thing was a simulation.
The story of that famous Reddit post, the lamp looks weird. There was a guy. He was at a college bar and he got knocked out by somebody. He hit his head on the pavement, and he lived an entire life where he had kids and he had a beautiful wife and like he was happy with his life for years. And he started looking at his lamp one day and the lamp just looked weird. And so he obsessed over it and he kept looking at it. And he woke up and he was still just a college kid who just got knocked out at a bar.
But like beyond that, it was like he was like, I had a wife and like I miss my kids that I never had.
A family.
That sort of shit.
Yeah, and he had to go to therapy and shit.
So this is one thing. Have you heard the DMT with the laser, the red laser?
yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've done DMT.
But you know the red laser thing? That multiple people have done it where it's DMT and anyone that's done it because they're like, bullshit, that's not a real thing. It is code. If you'll start looking at it and there's code on it. And this is, you can watch videos and
What do you
they're
mean
like,
code?
it's
Like
fucking
0, 1,
bullshit. It is
0s,
literally
or-
code. And they're like, you see fucking code. And then you're like, get the fuck out of here. It is, and it's
You
not
can see
explainable.
life as a simulation as long as you get real fucking high, is what I'm hearing.
But everyone is.
You wanna
Dude,
live
it
or
is
not?
a weird thing. Watch videos on it because it is documented. This is not like
I know what you're talking
Do you-
about, though.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Okay.
oh, that's fucking weird as
All right.
shit.
Hell yeah, we're talking about shit I really like.
Drugs.
Well, let's see. They put it's like the laser thing that they use in contracting to measure things, and they put it on the wall.
to
Like a laser
see if
level.
your pool's
yeah,
good?
like a laser
Yeah.
level.
Yeah,
And
to see
yes.
if your pool's fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing Colazzo doesn't own.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna bring Colazzo into the Matrix, dude.
So I did Ibogaine and DMT through the Mission Within as a part of like
Healing.
and it changed my life, hands down. It's one of the greatest things I've ever done. Life-changing stuff.
Because you actually
you went down to Mexico.
So I went down to
do that?
Mexico. I went down to Mexico. I went to the organization called Vets, but the facilitators were the Mission Within.
You actually like had trauma to heal versus just being a white girl on vacation.
Yeah, I mean, when I did it in 2022, you couldn't like build a brand around it. We had to like lie basically to do what's considered medical tourism. Because like you go down there, like you're literally like in San Diego, and then you're in Mexico like 5 seconds later.
The gang does.
I mean, I'm down. Well, y'all need to trust me. You need to talk to God.
Brandon has a lot of healing to do.
It's great. No, I can't recommend it enough. Like I literally, it's
fuck you.
single-handedly the greatest thing I've ever done. Like without a shadow of a doubt. And it's been so life-changing for me. I've sent some of my friends who've it's changed their lives as well, and it's incredible, right? Because the Ibogaine like cleans you out, and like
People stop fucking
Stop-
alcohol,
yeah,
everything,
alcohol, drugs,
overnight,
drinking.
which is
So,
wild. Like,
here's the thing: Ibogaine is illegal in America because it's been used to treat for opioid cessation. So people who can't kick opioids addiction, they take Ibogaine. It's done. It literally is like bleach to the brain. It's so gnarly that when you wake up, without going too in depth into it, you wake up the next day and you're like, right foot go, and it doesn't move. It was like a baby. It was like Bambi trying to walk because your brain is like brand new and going through all of that.
Yeah.
And so,
but what would we do with OxyContin? How would we sell the rest of it?
brother, don't get me started. They used to send it to me every 30 days. I don't know what epidemic they were talking about. The VA had that shit on, every 30 days it showed up in the mail.
Yep.
But DMT, what's interesting about it is it's fast acting, and like you take it and it feels like a lifetime. It's only like 5 minutes. But they did a study at like some university in like Columbia or whatever, and they gave people a slow drip DMT. People didn't know each other, had nothing in common, have nothing about, the only thing they have in common is that they're all humans. They all came back after being under for like 60 minutes. 60 minutes here, which is gnarly. I don't even know how long that is under DMT. And they were like, recreate what you saw, draw what you saw, everything else. They all did the exact same thing, down to the shape, size, dimensions, everything. They all recreated the same environment when they came back. They're recreating the study now at San Diego State University. The belief is that like you go to like the well of souls, like where it all is. I don't know. They all did the same thing.
It's like certain things like that are weird to me. Where like, it's like a joint hallucination where it's weird. It's like if you give anyone, 20 things of fucking Benadryl, we all see the Hat Man.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird, like, why is everybody naturally drawn towards certain things?
I think it pierces the veil. I think we think about it like this, but it's like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dimensions.
No,
it's
I
not,
don't actually know what you're saying.
Well,
but
like, we think about like heaven and hell and like earth, right? But what if it's just dimensions and these things like open up your mind to that and you go to them?
You've done drugs.
Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Here's the thing. No,
It is crazy because
so
I have
drugs
so
are
many
what
friends.
made the Marvel universe worse.
I do have so many friends that have went through it, and they were alcoholics. They've had so many problems, and overnight, do not touch that shit anymore. They're like, I am so much better in my head than I've ever been, and they quit that shit overnight. And they're like, I don't want to touch it anymore.
Here's where I get upset.
Fucking wild.
Here's where I get really upset with that kind of stuff. You have the typical like the war on drugs kind of mentality of, oh well, drugs are bad no matter what. Drugs are just you can't do that. That's you're gonna do all this with the kids, and you shouldn't. People just have that negative mindset with it, and, like understandably, yeah. For certain things, like obviously don't go out and do fucking heroin. It's going to ruin your fucking life. Yep. But those same people with that kind of boomer mindset of drugs are bad all the time for any reason, unless it's a pharmaceutical grade opioid, and they shut down all the research that's being done with psychedelics in the veteran community, healing for TBIs. There's all sorts of very legitimate use cases that people are, even just the studying, not even prescribing yet, but just studying the effects of psychedelics on certain things like that, they are shutting those studies down.
Just say for alcohol. Like alcohol is just this, oh no, or alcohol is fine, but weed is the line where like, you fucking druggie. Like one is way worse. Like alcohol, like you don't get high and then want to go fight someone and drive through. Like, there's
not
a
in my
huge difference.
experience. No, not in my
Versus
experience.
alcohol, you're like, hey, I angry. You have the people that just shouldn't drink. And you're like,
So I think there's
side.
certain genetically certain groups of people have a very serious adverse reaction to alcohol.
My people do.
Well,
Poor whites. The poor whites I come from, they're like, let's go work on cars in the driveway.
there's certain, but
like
it's such a wide spectrum though, because I used to have there was a gunsmithing mentor that I had that you give him one beer straight up, because he was like very heavy like Native American bloodline.
Oh yeah.
One beer and he was like, I'm about to piss myself drunk. I've never seen anything like it in my life. If I didn't know him as like just a good friend and somebody that I respected, I would have thought he was lying and faking it. But certain people, like, it is just such a wide spectrum with that.
it's it's interesting because like for a while I was convinced that like my problem with like alcohol in particular was that I thought it was alcohol. It wasn't alcohol with me. I just fucking hated myself. And that was something that was really hard for me. And that was like in the throes of like trying to figure out like, stuff I was going through, and then like starting Veteran with the Sign, and then it finally like picks up, and then, you're trying to like work in this community and like help people. And like, I would have like one step forward and two steps back. And so for me, what the medicine did for me is it like helped me put like all that stuff in its proper place and like work through it. Cause
Reset.
you remember when we hung out before I went, and you were like, "Are you gonna be okay?" And I'm like, "I'm going." I was just like, "I'm fucking going." And then like the craziest shit has happened afterwards. Like it just put everything in line for me in a place to where like I can understand that like, oh, it just didn't like me, right? And so that was something that I was carrying with for a while, because like, the hardest part about getting out of the military is you get out and there's no one that's like you. And then like I was kind of constantly surrounded by like normal people. And like this is what I always say, like when I'm not here, like I'm with like normal people. So like talking to them about talking to them about like I have, a YouTube channel or I have an Instagram, they're like, what's that? Like it's they're not being mean or rude or anything. They have nothing to compare it to. And so like
You can't relate to anybody.
I can't relate in a lot of ways.
Well, and then like
it's not bad. It's just reality.
No, but even that is a one thing people can't relate to. Then the veteran side, and your veteran side, people can't relate to that.
Yeah.
Then you are the 1 to 3% of veterans that have actually experienced war. Like I was blown
up by a rocket. Yeah,
and that is 1 of 3% of the entire fucking military get to experience that. So
is that a real stat?
Yeah,
it gets like when you like it's 1% that joins, and then it gets smaller. It's like joins in a combat role, and then joins in a combat role, goes to combat. Like it gets less and less and less. It's a small margin.
And then people that actually been in firefights, like I thought that was the norm. I'm sure you did when you got back. You're like, I was like, everyone, this was that normal.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like the ground's exploding where I came from. Like it fucking sucks out there. Like,
and you go to therapy. My buddies would go to therapy and they're like, yo, Cuevas, people have been in like 3 gunfights their entire time. I'm like, what? No. No, everyone's been in like at least 30, minimum 30 gunfights. Yeah. No. So they're doing group therapy, and then none of the people in group therapy are resonating with my buddies. And they're like, wait, you're lying. So then you have a disconnect completely from that. And that was just normal. So you're in this, you feel so fucking isolated, and then you're a cheer dad, and you're like, ha.
Yeah, and I've got like a sleeve tattoos, and I'm just like, oh hey, and so like it all kind of morphs into like what I'm trying to do now is like veteran with the sign is like I try to make it an entry point to bridge the world between military veteran world and then those outside of it. So like I can make it a place where we can try and learn more about each other and then like connect, because like ultimately I just want I don't want to bury anyone else. That's like literally it. I don't have
friends. You don't.
Yeah, I don't have the ability. I don't. Yeah.
Jesus, Eli.
I'm just being honest.
The only thing
friends I don't want to bury.
The only thing I want to bury is the Buffalo public school system. Outside of that, I'm sorry.
Metaphorically, right?
Metaphorically speaking.
Oh, in your house in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah. Burn it to the ground. Mason Dixon up. It's got to go. I don't care. I'm sorry. Contact my lawyer, Jake Watson, at pepperbox.com.
.tv.
.tv. Sorry. .tv. Pepperbox.tv. But like, I just have
emails.
It's like 1,000 lawyers cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
I don't know. I came to this point where I was like, veteran with a sign, if I'm doing it well, it'll be like open source information place where people can learn about things, they can maybe learn about themselves, and then it also forces me to be accountable, right? Because I can't be like, get help, and then I'm just like, I turn off the camera and be like, fuck that, they fucking suck. Like, no, I'm very much a part of it too, and ultimately, I don't have it in my heart to give another mom or dad or son or child a folded flag. Yeah. Because every time... Fuck, I've never talked about this. Every time I put someone in the earth, a part of me goes with them, and I can't keep doing it.
Yeah.
So.
It sucks.
That's literally why I keep doing this. And it's hard, and it feels like you're never going to escape it, and I understand that, but I swear to God, if anyone can take away anything from this, I promise you it'll be better, and you're worth fighting for. So, yeah.
Thank you seriously, from like the veteran side that have experienced any of that, thank you for doing that, putting yourself out there in that capacity, and then going above and beyond, even preaching mental health. So many people have a negative mindset towards it versus you pushing it to the forefront and be like, hey, I'm going through this. My friends go through this. I don't want to bury you. I don't want to make that call where it's like, hey, sorry.
Yeah.
Fucking sorry. You want to be the one that makes that change outright. And you're like, hey, make the call. Reach out to people. That is the weirdest thing. It is okay to reach out to your friends. It is okay to talk. It is okay to open up. I fucking text Cody, was it last month? Or I was like, hey, man, I'm just sad. And you were like, I think you FaceTime me or anything. You're like, why are you sad? I was like, what the fuck? But you went above
20 minutes later.
But you went above and beyond. You're like, hey, man, and it's just being transparent. And I will let you know, it's fucking hard to open up for myself. I don't, like, my friends will tell you, I don't trust people. I'm very not trusting of individuals. So you will have those people in your life, and you'll know them. When you reach out, they will be there for you. So it's how do we normalize that? So it's not where it's like, I don't want to burden that. You're never a burden. That's the mindset you have to break. You are never a burden. Just reach out, talk to people.
Let's reverse the stigma.
Yeah, that's the new
You're gay
merch.
if you don't.
Yeah, that's the merch. Bunker's like, I can't do. You hate veterans.
Poor Clint.
You fucking hate
Poor
veterans.
Clint. He's like, dude, I can't print this. Come on, man.
Clint's over there like PR in mind. Like, I don't know what's worse, if we print it or we don't.
Dude, that is the button.
The catch-22.
Just sweat. Just surround yourself with good people, and you will see they're not gonna judge you. And if you have friends that will judge you, fucking get a new group of fucking friends.
Those guys suck.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I stopped hanging out with King Trout, and like I've been happier ever since.
Bring the drink. Thank you. What's up, buddy? How are you? Hi. Oh, love you guys. No, seriously, I don't know which camera to look at, but dead serious. We've all been through shit, and like everybody at this table's reached out to somebody at some point. Don't be a fucking you're a bitch about it. Just fucking reach out to your buddies if you're in a tough time. Seriously, we've all been there.
Yeah.
What, you think you're special? You're too special to reach out to somebody?
You're not too special.
I'm scared to ask my friends for help.
I like reverse bullying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my favorite. Yeah.
Fuck you, you're worth it, bitch.
Yeah.
Get adored. Get admired. Get respected.
But you're gay, you
We're
don't go to
bullying
therapy.
you into proper mental health.
You're gay, you don't do therapy.
To imagine that like high school dynamic.
Yo, this guy's gay!
He sucks, dude. This guy sucks.
Get out of it.
I bet you never talked about your dad.
Isn't that exactly what they did in 21 Jump Street when they go back to high school?
Everyone's
Remember
like
Channing
progressive
Tatum?
and shit.
Yeah. It was like, wow, you don't accept everyone? Fuck you, dude. You fucking loser.
Channing Tatum, he's like, I don't fit in.
So I thought we were supposed to bully people.
What do I do? I'm so confused right now.
Well, I think there's a limit. As soon as the bullies went away, shit got kind of weird.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
All these fucking troons.
Reverse Uno. Brandon, what gun? We've been on our gun train right now. I'm looking at a firearm. You just bought a few. I don't know if you can talk about.
Oh, I think I can talk about them. Yes. So I've got. I accidentally swept Rock Island the last weekend.
Brandon just happened to get on the Rock Island auctions again.
It was. I got the text notification like an auction item or an auction listing that you've requested a text notification for is coming up in 20 minutes. I'm like. So I was on for the entire weekend because I needed the Beretta AR-70 from Metal Gear because fucking Eli got me on Metal Gear Solid 5 and I've been playing it almost every day. But I needed that one because I have a thing where if like I enjoy a piece of media, I need the gun from it.
Yeah,
it's like behind
obviously.
half my collection.
Same.
So got the Beretta AR-70 and then I picked up an actual 40 millimeter thumper, like an M79.
I want to shoot it so bad.
You can. I've got plenty of fucking chalkies for you if you want to shoot it.
Yes.
I got chalkies too. I just found.
Really? No
Yeah.
shit.
I have a case of them. I don't remember, but I
How
have
the
a
fuck do you not remember how you picked up a case of 40 millimeter?
Dude, I was like, what are these? And I pulled them down. I was like, that's a whole ass
dude,
case of chalkies.
I just want to say I love my friends. Dude, it's got a whole case of 40 Mike just like, nah.
The 40 millimeter grenade might be my favorite thing to have shot. It's scary, simple. You just go boom, boom, boom.
Well, it's not the first time I've heard one of our friends say, I got a grenade somewhere.
I remember who you're talking about. And you know they're not kidding.
Yeah.
They're cool.
It's something that anybody else would be like, oh, this person's like, oh, no, he's serious.
Dude, I love that gun. So it's just so. Anytime they'd be like contact front, I'd be like, boom. Yeah, that's a little short. I said, pull it back next time. Because the first time you do it, it's like an HE round, and
Dude, we did 20 to 24 in a single gunfight.
Brother, I used to walk around one in the gun. I had one in the gun and 6 on each side.
Yeah.
Before I take a knee, I'd drop 3. I'd be like, doom, doom, and they sound horrible, but there's no. I don't think there's a kill Right? It's just casualty, and it sounds like Earth. And people would be like diving, and you're just like, God, get to the trees, get covered. Oh, I love it.
Dude, we did like 20 to 20.
When I shoot it, I'm just gonna start screaming.
Man, I've never heard Zach say so many slurs at one time.
New achievement unlocked.
Can we talk about
what?
I don't know what that means.
Can we talk about what else you got? You got a fucking.
I got a flamethrower, like a Russian flamethrower, and a
BAR.
Oh,
too,
the BAR.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, I got a little naughty, but I got a volcanic pistol too.
It shoots lava.
Brandon was like, ads were nice last month.
Yeah,
it shoots lava. It's just
just a reminder. The more
magma,
videos
then
of
it turns
mine,
to lava.
Thank you. Sorry.
the more videos of mine you watch, the more cool shit I can buy like this. But yeah, no, I picked up the volcanic pistol, which is a so it was technically made. I think at some point it ended up being made by Smith & Wesson, but it's like from the 1850s. It's in like Red Dead Redemption 2
I know what you're
and
talking
stuff.
about. Yeah.
Where it's like a lever action pistol, but apparently they were super weak. Like ammo for them is extinct. It was some weird kind of like, I don't know. It's almost like the 1800s equivalent of the gyrojet.
Okay.
Where it was just kind of, it's exotic.
God dang, yeah.
But yeah, apparently they were saying that it was so weak that you couldn't really kill yourself with it.
Who's
like if you
testing
shot
that?
yourself in the head.
Oh, okay.
Veterans.
God damn it, Eli.
That's a weird case study to sign up for. Come here, son. Try this pistol out. Let us know what you think. Pow!
It's just lodged right
Did it make the blues go away? Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel?
That old-timey voice.
It is the old-timey voice.
The transatlantic accent.
Yeah. Step right up. Try the pistol.
The scale of 1 to 10 at the VA, it's just the upside down smiley face, the frowny face.
Would you say this describes you? Here's a nickel.
God, I remember that scale because, yeah, my granddad was at the VA hospital for years. And just seeing how bad they were treated, man, it's just so fucking annoying.
I just like it's a 1 through 10 on a smiley face to a frowny face for discomfort, and you're like,
the VA always, at least in Fort Bragg, like the VA always fucking smelled bad. Everybody was rude. And the thing that was like just right on the nose for me that always pissed me off is he had a room where right out the window across the street, literally like stone's throw distance, was the VA cemetery.
Seriously?
Yeah. You were staring every day at the cemetery across the street.
That's not depressing.
They just
That's
walk you
horrible.
out just right into the grave.
I mean,
There
kudos
wasn't
to
any
them.
more land?
It was a direct pipeline, but like me, like that, that always annoyed the fuck out of me.
There's an open grave always.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jesus. There's one fire. Go on.
I'm very, very fortunate. The one I go to in Nashville, it's all the doctors there are Vanderbilt doctors.
Yeah, because Nashville's kind of like a medical hub, isn't it?
Yeah, it's where, so it's the healthcare capital of the world. It's private healthcare. It's based out of there, but like the one I go to in Nashville, it's sick. They fixed my deviated septum and everything.
Really?
Yeah. Cut me here, peeled it back, and reinforced it. It was awesome.
Not mine.
Because I had sleep apnea, and I was, I wasn't like morbidly obese or whatever, and I kept failing the test. I had less than 100% out of both nostrils.
No shit. You couldn't sleep on your back?
Yeah, it was rough. Like I would wake up and like, when I finally wake up, I'd be covered in sweat, and I'd just be like, "Argh." And my wife's just like, scared shitless, and I'm like, yeah, I think I need to get this fixed, and it's been a very good experience. But like other VAs, like the Phoenix one, the Alvin C. York one, like they're kind of hit and miss, but it sucks, to be honest.
I think it was a Connor tweet where it's like, my favorite part about sleeping with a woman is the inevitable sleep apnea diagnosis.
Shows she cares.
First night.
I've honestly never heard of him being across the street from a cemetery. That's actually
Keeps him positive.
right. Jesus.
Dude, imagine just waking up.
Did you just say
you're
this?
stuck there, and then you open the fucking curtains, and you're just looking at a fucking cemetery?
Yeah.
No one picked up on you saying the solid pipipeline they have there.
Yeah, I mean, points for efficiency.
That's why I said
but it's
it
so
was
fucked
great.
up.
Check in the VA. All right, go across the street.
Who was the city planner who's like, I've got an idea? Like, who approved that?
Yeah, I was just gonna. It's like that's got to be German efficiency, for fuck's sake. I was a young kid at the time when it first kind of stuck with me, and it just ever since then that has always been, I guess, painting my perception of the VA.
They're great. We love them. It's a hit or miss, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I hope they can change some stuff. I really do.
I hear really good things about Doug Collins, the new secretary.
I hope so.
I've heard nothing but good stuff. I might be able to talk to him. We'll see.
I have his number.
Yeah, he's. I know
he was supposed to be. He actually
he's
wants
doing
to come on the
podcasts.
fucking,
He wants to do podcasts, and like
we told him unsub. We were very open on that because we were like, hey, we do just watch an episode, and he's down, but it's not like, hey, we're catering the conversation to anything.
Hey, man, we went to the Pentagon.
You're not from Buffalo, are you? No, I mean he's like.
You're hiding the Buffalonians under the floorboards, are you not?
No, like I'm optimistic. Like I'm actually optimistic because like he's taken like, from what I understand, like a real like honest approach to fixing the VA, which is what we need. So
crazy concept.
Yeah,
You're harboring journalists under the floorboards.
You don't hate mainstream media enough.
You don't.
If nothing.
We have talked about this for over a year now, how much you do not hate mainstream journalists enough, and the Buffalo thing proved it right out the gate. My God. Immediately go after the rocky history of this influencer. It's like they're fucking jealous of the fact that they don't get our kind of views. Like they have a fucking chip on their shoulder and they just want to attack people that are talking about real shit.
It's wild to downplay something. I would look at the numbers and be like, man, they're doing something right. How do I reach out to these individuals and learn from them?
Well, you're not.
How many journalists have you been reached out to?
Well, I think the other day, one of the funny things.
Nobody?
Zero.
Yeah, fucking zip.
Yeah, one of the funny things that you talked about the other day was, oh, you got that 4-year degree, huh? That makes you fucking way better than we are at telling the truth, huh?
Yeah.
Damn,
And you think this gives you power over me?
I wish I had that paper. I'd be so far in life right now.
It's pretty cool.
You'd be defending Buffalo.
See, I'm missing out.
Damn it. Burn it down.
On that note, we'll move to the after show.
Doing the after show?
Yeah.
On Patreon?
On Patreon? On Patreon.
On Patreon.
I want us to nerd out for a bit. I want to talk about the gun. I don't know if I talk about the gun because I don't want people to buy it out from under me.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck.
Because we still got to do our Guns of Metal Gear video.
Yes, we do. Yes, we fucking do. Cody, close this bitch out.
Oh, bye, everyone. Thanks for joining the Unsubscribed podcast. I was joined today by Eli Doubletap, veteran with a sign, Brandon Herrera, myself, Donut Operator. Thank you so much. Catch the after show on Patreon, where we really say slurs.
Where do we find you at, Zach?
Go check out Veteran with the Sign on YouTube and the After Action podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
And my episode should be coming out soon, I think,
yes.
right?
Yeah, 2 of them, actually. Brandon, we talked about everything. He told us all the secrets of the world. I'm slowly acquiring unsub host on the podcast like Thanos does stones. 1 by 1. It's happening. 2 down, 2 to go.
We got the glove somewhere.
Hell yeah.
You're going to snap and all the brown people are gone.